They ain't like us. Democrats, hell no, they ain't like us. They ain't like us. Republicans, hell no, they ain't like us. And they ain't like us no tether across the whole damn planet, because the only thing we know is certified foundational Black American business. And we in the damn house. FBA Friday. I need y'all to go ahead, stand up, and salute. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
All day, every which way. Certified salute to the family. We in here, FBA Friday. We in the house. And you know, since we in the house, we do house cleaning. And when we do house cleaning, they gets to running. But that's okay, because we gonna walk they ass down. Who we got? Where y'all at? Let me know, son. I need to see your area code if you on code. Let's represent. This is how we do things over here on the Black Alpha Network. Let me make this crystal clear for the world, okay? We are a family. I'm talking about brothers and sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. Y'all know what Tether said, Black Alpha, all that God stuff and goddess stuff, you need to quit saying that. And I said all that fleeing and that running and that hopping and that skipping and that jumping you be doing, keep on doing that and stay out of FBA business. And family, that's what we doing. We making sure everybody's out of FBA business. You ain't got to like it. You ain't got to love it, but you better respect it, because you damn sure can't check it. And when I look up, I already see Brooklyn in the building. You know it's popping with Brooklyn in the building, fam. You already know when you see the 520, the 213, you see the whole New York in the building. You see 912, certified salute to the home team all day. And when you see VA in the place, you got to regulate. And shout out to Houston as well. We represent it as well, and we doing it real well. Let me make this crystal clear again. For those who didn't hear us, Lineage business, standing on Lineage. And now we're getting to the stage, y'all, where these people are trying to conflate us, and they're going to start sending out people. If you've been subscribed to the Black Alpha Network, you know we're always looking at the nuances and the details, all right? Behind the first layer, behind the second layer, because they know they can't come at FBA straight up, man. What happens when people try to approach FBA straight up with smoke? What happens when people come in FBA like straight through the door? It doesn't really ever turn out well now, does it? Right? Y'all know now that they're trying to send out everybody to be our fake spokespeople. That's what they've been doing, fam. Fake spokespeople left and right. You can't go nowhere without seeing somebody say, well, you know, I'm speaking on behalf of Black Americans. No, you not. How you going to speak on behalf of a lineage? Okay? You can speak as somebody who's in the lineage, but you can't speak for all of us. So now the Democrats and the Republicans, they making little backdoor deals, little hijacks. Now with Amanda Seals, y'all see people propping her up. Let me go there. Let me show y'all what they've been doing. Y'all look at this one right here. Let me tell y'all some of the headlines that they've been out here trying to perpetrate. Y'all need to put some respect on Amanda Seals' name. That's what they telling y'all. They saying y'all better put some respect on her. How about this, they said? They also said she like Dr. Umar Johnson. Damn. So now we got Dr. Kubar and Amanda Seals. This is who they saying are foundational Black American representatives? Hell no. What about this one right here, family, where she came out and said, are you Black or are you American? What about this one right here, family, where she got her passport? She said she loves dual citizenship. How about that one? When you look and you watch and you analyze and you observe, what the hell do you see, fam? None of these folks are qualified. None of these folks are verified, and they damn sure ain't certified. They do not speak for us. So don't be surprised when you start seeing all of these people run out here and start talking about the lineage, but they ain't from the lineage because they don't run the damn lineage. Y'all make sure that you hold it down, because we about to go all the way around. How about this one as well? How about Amanda Seals told you that you ain't no damn Indian, you an African. So for all them folks saying she made some good points, How about this?
African Americans aren't African, we're Indian. You go ahead and believe that. I guess the Africans in the Caribbean and Brazil, they're the only ones who are Africans, but not the ones in the US. Dumb as hell. Aren't I West Indian? My mother is. My father is not. My father is a descendant of chattel slaves in the United States. Why the fuck do we have to keep going over this? Do y'all lack the capacity to understand that people are multidimensional? That is how we became people, bros. Do you know that the original peoples, there was only like 10,000 of them, and they was all intermingling, and that's how shit expands? Hello? Hello? No, I am not West Indian. I am Caribbean. The Spanish genocided the Carib and Arawaks. The Carib and Arawak Indians of the Caribbean. Okay? And thus, I am the descendant of those who came after that. I am not the descendant of a genocided people. You see how that's not possible? You see how that's not possible? My mother's side, in the Caribbean, I am not indigenous. I am the result of chattel slavery and colonialism. Yeah. Yeah. I know, it's crazy. And on my daddy's side, I am the result of chattel slavery and colonialism. Now, there may be some Native American in there, but it's not enough. And this consistent necessity to...
Damn, she don't sound very FBA representative now. Y'all hear the tether popping out? This is full tether over here, family. You hear all that popping out. All that stuff where she's speaking on reparations and representation and she down for us. That don't seem too down. Listen again. Notice, fam, that she's not only saying that y'all African, she's saying y'all African and you better accept it.
Those who came after that. I am not the descendant of a genocided people. You see how that's not possible? You see how that's not possible? My mother's side, in the Caribbean, I am not indigenous. I am the result of chattel slavery and colonialism. Yeah. Yeah. I know, it's crazy. And on my daddy's side, I am the result of chattel slavery.
Then she pointed at the camera. Boy, she mocking folks. Look at that. And on my daddy's side,
I am the result of, it's crazy. And on my daddy's side, I am the result of.
Look at that, boy. She bucking her eyes saying, fam, this ain't nobody representing the team, fam. This ain't nobody representing the team. No. Fam, this is who they going to start to slide out. Is the difference between delineation and making a couple good points. Let's make that clear. The points that she's trying to make and she's telling you is that you ain't indigenous. And then when she says she's not indigenous, remember, she's saying that she's you. So the whole thing is just one big ain't none of us anything other than African. This is the same exact thing that the Africans tell you.
Chattel slavery and colonialism. Now, there may be some Native American in there, but it's not enough. And this consistent necessity to disassociate.
Disassociate, fam? Do you not have TikTok tethers who say that? Why do you want to disassociate from Africa? You are not American, nigga. She's saying the same thing that you hear on TikTok, fam. I can go to TikTok for this. I can go to TikTok. I don't need no Jubilees to tell me none of this. This is straight up off of TikTok. Be cautious. Be careful who you see as your representative. Be cautious. Be careful when somebody makes a few good points, because you might end up having them flip-flop and start saying things like, don't disassociate from Africa.
Consistent necessity to disassociate. I don't know. There's like this weird obsession with like talking about what we were more than talking about where we are.
Damn. That sound like indigenous. Hell no. That sound like why y'all Black Americans representing America. That sound like you ain't like us. And none of these people are like us. See, we're going to see for now what's really about it. We're going to see who's really on delineation. For real, for real. Because just a few days ago, you had a hell of a lot of folks coming out saying, oh, Amanda 8 and all that and all these good things. Fam, but we were sitting here saying, we got to be cautious. Because what you're going to start to see is the dominant society are going to send out fake representatives. Somebody said, like, she's a liberal version of Candace Owens. And that's a good point, because they'll push these people out in front of you and say, we can't defeat the foundational Black American lineage-based movement from certified Black society. They can't beat y'all in the argument, but what they can do, they can give your argument to Amanda Seales, and then they can defeat her. They can't beat the argument with the new Black media, but they can give new Black media talking points to Amanda Seales, and then they can beat her. They'll just take whatever you do, give it to somebody else, and then allow that person to be defeated, to be ruined, and to be taken down. It's easy. The dominant society's been doing this. They did this in the civil rights era, y'all. In the civil rights era, when you had them real certifieds that was really spitting real game, they would go get one of these people who were tap dancing. And like Harry Belafonte, I'm just being honest. They'll say, we don't want to go back and forth with, say, Malcolm X. We don't want to go back and forth with, say, Huey P. Newton. We don't want to go back and forth with, say, Muhammad Ali. Let's go back and forth with Harry Belafonte. Let's get Jesse Jackson up here. He'll take just enough of FBA talking points that sound real good and real nice, and then we'll just go ahead and spin it on them, and we'll flip it. That's what they've been doing, y'all. So this is what you're seeing now. You think it's a coincidence out of nowhere? Soon as you seen that whole Jubilee thing, all the conservatives now are coming out, and they talking about reparations. But they're not talking about our talking points. They're talking about what they heard from Amanda Seales. CNN has the whole thing. You got Donald Trump now with the Smithsonian, and you got Bakari Sellers on there. Bakari Sellers is out there trying to talk about it. Fam, we know what they're doing, but we watching them. And when I say that, fam, it's like clockwork. Next thing you know, here come all the tethers. Oh, the tether's been out there thick, y'all. And they're blaming FBA now for bringing down the diaspora. You're going to start to see the pivots. And remember, not what they say, what they do. Y'all look at this right here. This is what we mean. Now, these tethers are coming out, and they're saying that not only are foundational Black Americans divisive, they're calling us out now for not helping Africa. Family, the game is spinning, and FBA stay winning. Watch this.
A foundational Black American concept is stupid. It's also divisive, toxic, and holding the entire Black community back. Yeah, I said it. At its core, FBA tries to gatekeep Blackness. In a nutshell, it basically says that only enslaved Black Americans and their descendants can reap the benefits of being Black because they built this country, and everyone else here is just riding the wave. But
goddamn right, yeah. That's me, yeah. You goddamn right. Foundational Black Americans, we built this country. We're not saying that nobody can reap the benefits of it. What I'm saying is that you're going to show respect when you do. You damn right. You damn right. That's exactly what I'm saying. This little thing where they're taking legitimate points we make and then trying to radicalize it. And remember, Amanda Seales said, I'm not a liberal, I'm a radical. You see, fam, this is now the slander, the smear campaigns. They're going to start using all type of backdoor strategies because the days of coming at FBA forward are over. The dominant society and the tethers have accepted, I can't see these Black Americans head on. So let me come around the corner.
here's the thing. All Black people have contributed to the struggle, the progress, and the culture.
No, they haven't.
Whether you're Caribbean, African,
No, they haven't.
Afro-Latinx, or American-born. When someone is anti-Black, they don't check your ancestry history before attacking you. FBA logic ignores how deeply connected our global Black history is. Pan-Africanism exists for a reason. The civil rights movement didn't just inspire people in America, it sparked a global movement. The South African anti-apartheid movement was inspired by the American civil rights movement. Civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. deeply influenced anti-apartheid leaders such as Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu. The nonviolent resistance tactics used by U.S. civil rights activists were in the African National Congress and employed by Nelson Mandela and others. The U.S. student-led protests and
she's now telling us everything that she just said that we don't do. I want everybody to notice that she said we're wrong for being so powerful. And then she went on to give all these examples of us being powerful. You're not giving examples of us being influenced by them. You're giving us examples of them being influenced by us. What the hell is your point? Family, this is a tether right here. This is a tether. This is a straight up tether who thinks that she's making some point and she's not at all. How the hell are you going to sit there and say something along the lines of Black Americans think they've done so much but they haven't. And then give me 5 examples immediately of us influencing the world. Hell no.
And boycotts in the 1980s, like the divestment campaign that was created in order to demand companies in the US to stop divesting in South Africa because of apartheid. Those campaigns and protests also drew inspiration from the 1960s civil rights sit-ins. In the United Kingdom, there was a Black British movement. The British Black Panthers, who were founded in 1968, were directly inspired by the US Black Panther Party. The Brixton uprisings in the 1980s were fueled by similar issues: police brutality, racial profiling, and economic inequality. Meanwhile,
that was in Oakland, California right there. How you gonna give me an example of Oakland, California and tell me that Black Americans are bad for influencing everybody, or saying that we didn't influence anybody and here's the influence? Those brothers are from Oakland. This is Oakland, California. Remember, y'all, the Black Panthers that we know with the most notoriety, that was the second wave of Black Panthers. You had the Deep South Black Panthers, and then you also had the Black Panther Battalion, okay? That's all FBA. Ain't a tether in sight. So you're proving my point again, Mrs. Fufu 755. You're proving again why we're so excellent. So why is it a bad thing that we stand on our excellence? Hell no again.
Independence movements in both Africa and the Caribbean also lit fires under anti-racism efforts here in the US. The Haitian Revolution, which took place from 1791 to 1804, was the world's first successful Black republic. It had long inspired African Americans from the abolitionist period all the way through to modern Black nationalism. And then there's Marcus Garvey and Pan-Africanism. Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association, based in Jamaica and Harlem, laid early foundations for global Black pride, influencing
laid early foundations. Notice how she got to slip that in there. And where did Marcus Garvey have to go to get things jumping? Because it wasn't in Jamaica. I'm tired of these people talking about, well, Marcus Garvey himself said that it couldn't get popping in his homeland. Okay, which goes again back to what we're saying. All of this is going back to FBA. We influenced them to either come here and get in on our wave, or we mass produced our wave and you watch from afar to duplicate our wave. This shows you again the FBA excellence. These people are trying to rewrite what FBA has already written down. Difference is it cannot be erased nor replaced.
Later leaders like Malcolm X and even the Nation of Islam. And Ghana's independence under Kwame Nkrumah energized the Pan-African movement. Martin Luther King even attended the independence ceremony and was inspired to push harder for full freedom in the US. Ghana even became a symbolic spiritual home for African Americans. W.E.B. Du Bois moved there in his final years. Not to mention the global Black power.
Y'all. W.D. Du Bois went to Ghana. Y'all know that's some type of massive thing that's affected us all. Oh my goodness. She gave an example of one person who went to Ghana. That's all you can come up with, Miss Fufu? That's all you got, Miss Fufu? Dr. W. Du Bois did. It was that one time, that one day. Okay, what else you got? What else you got? Because really what you're doing is you're making our statements for us. Because this is only bigging us up, fam. Have y'all noticed? This ain't nothing but a crash course in how excellent FBA is. How you gonna start this off, Miss Fufu 757, and tell me that Black Americans and FBA is a bad thing, and you just gave us all types of examples on how great we are? Are you on payroll? I should pay you. I should send you a bottle of champagne and some Jollof, okay? Because you're doing me a favor. You're not bigging up these other people. You think you eating, don't you? Hell no, you starving, because all you doing is bigging up FBA. We already know that.
Movement from Brazil to the UK to South Africa adopted symbols, styles, and ideologies that cross borders, like the afro, the raised fist, and radical liberation rhetoric. We've always fed off of each other's resistance and strength.
I'm sorry, fam.
Divide that.
I'm sorry, fam. I'm sorry. I have to. This is getting me going. Can I say something real quick? Can these people please stop taking credit for the damn afro? How you gonna take credit for something that our hair grows as naturally? How you gonna sit there and say, guess what Africans gave y'all? What that is? They gave y'all an afro. That's how our hair grows naturally. Yeah, no lie, okay? That's like taking credit for the sky being blue. How you gonna take something? I'm tired of these people running around here saying, you got an afro. You got an afro though. Because it's natural. Y'all didn't wave no damn Jollof magic wand and make afros grow on top of our head. And by the way, y'all don't like it. And let me tell you this. How many times do y'all ever see pictures of Africa and they have afros? Y'all tell me the last time you seen anybody in Africa with an afro. Go to the villages. Tell me where. I'm telling you right now. Tell me pictures. I'm not talking about some tether that's going to hit me up and be like, well, look at these two pictures. I mean, it's not really a fro, but technically fro is two diameters off the top of the head. So it kind of is. No, the hell it's not. No, the hell it's not. I'm tired of them talking about the afro as something that was like given to us by them when it's some ish that grows naturally. All right. They take a lot of things that are natural. They're like, we gave y'all this food. What? The food that grows indigenous to North America? How the hell you give me something that I can go plant outside and it grows? You didn't give me that. Okay. Same way you didn't give me my hairstyle. Half the time, absolutely. You don't never see Africans with no type of afros. You go down the list, brothers and sisters. I got pictures right now. All my uncles back in the 1960s, the 70s, and the 80s was froed up. You know what I'm saying? All of them, big old afros. That's how he is. So don't come around here and talk about you gave us the afro. And if you did, okay, then how come you ain't get it popping? Man, we got hairstyles popping. We got afros popping, and y'all can't get that popping. It seems like you try to take credit for what we do. And when we prove that you didn't start it, then you say, well, it kind of came from here. And then if it did, then how come you ain't get it jumping like that? Exactly. Quit trying to take all types of credit for FBA because we poke holes in all your arguments. Miss Fufu, 759.
Up and we lose power. Malcolm X, Caribbean roots. Shirley Chisholm, born to Caribbean immigrants. Nipsey Hussle, and a tree and fall. Rihanna, Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey. Y'all would have canceled them all.
Rihanna? Man, I don't give a damn about no damn Rihanna. Family, when I'm sitting here going down my list of black writers, I'm not saying, oh, wait a minute now. You got Kathleen Cleaver, Asada Shakur, you got Afeni Shakur, you got Rihanna, you got goddamn Umbrella Ella A. Don't nobody give a damn about no Rihanna. You see what I'm saying, y'all? They be trying to just like weasel people in. Don't forget Rihanna now. Y'all's got Rihanna. Rihanna is not from America, and Rihanna's a damn pop singer, all right? And I don't even like her music, all right? So miss me with Rihanna. Did she just throw Rihanna on the list? You can tell a lot about somebody by looking at their list of people, okay? They list be trash. They be like, hold on now. Y'all FBAs, y'all talking all that talk. We got Mr. Joe Law 52. Don't forget about Mr. Fufu 39. Yeah, FBA. They be thinking they eating. Mr. Zebra Man. We got Mr. Elephant Man. Ain't there an actual Elephant Man? Ain't that a damn reggae singer? Okay, Mr. Elephant Man, Mr. Elephant Woman, Mr. Elephant Daughter, Mr. Elephant Son. Y'all FBAs out here talking about the damn Black Panthers. We got Black Joe Love. And I ain't never heard of them. And don't want to neither.
All under FBA rules. So please make that make sense. The real goal here should be dismantling supremacy, not competing for trauma points. FBA ends up sounding a lot like the same anti-immigrant rhetoric we claim to hate. And ironically, it does the work for the oppressor. Keep Black folks distracted.
I know you ain't talking about nobody doing the work for the oppressor when Africa don't own nothing in Africa and the oppressor owns it. Again, hearing somebody who's not a foundational Black American try to lecture us on foundational Black America is like taking being sober advice from a meth addict. You are not qualified nor in the position to speak to us about us. You're just not. Please look at this right there. And notice when she says it, she shows us a picture of Africans being down bad on Africans. So again, you made my point for the millionth time, Mrs. Fufu 856.
Arguing over lineage while systematic racism keeps winning. As a people, we need unity, not purity tests. Your Blackness isn't invalid because your grandparents weren't born in Mississippi. And being pro-Black doesn't mean being anti-immigrant or anti-Black immigrant. FBA is not revolutionary. It's reactionary. It's divisive. And honestly, it doesn't serve us. I mean, what have we used the FBA rules to accomplish as Black Americans? Tell me, what have...
There ain't no FBA rules. Let me give you a good example. That man behind you in that photo, okay, he was an FBA. Okay, so there's no FBA rules. It's just FBA people standing on FBA principle and doing FBA things. There's no rule book. You feel me? This little thing where it's like, what has FBA ever done? Everything you just said. See, they don't like the fact that this is the lineage. That's what they don't like, y'all. Because when it's a lineage now, everybody's responsible for our greatness that's done something great. when it's an organization, it's only confined to the organization. She's trying to put the organizational jacket on the lineage. And again, we don't wear tether schmedium. We wear extra large, large and in charge. Okay, so ain't no FBA rules. It's only FBA lineage, and we do FBA business.
Have we used that rhetoric and that concept to accomplish? Absolutely nothing. And it's time we leave that mess behind, y'all. And honestly,
please, you can go ahead and leave your TikTok account behind. Listen, this is what we mean. These individuals have to try to conflate what we say. We're to the point everybody knows exactly what FBA is and what we stand for and what we're going for. And it's a lineage. The reason why it's so strong, because I can't think of another time there's been a lineage-based movement, all right? Typically, these movements are organizations, okay? They're groups, they're failed ideologies, all right? So they're trying to place these jackets upon us that do not fit. And by the way, are they running around here saying that the Black Power fist came from Africa? Really? Okay. Y'all want to see a Black Power fist? Oh, let me pull this up. There we go. Black Power fist right there. You want to see a Black Power fist? There you go. All you got to do is just go ahead and put it in the air. There's your Black Power fist. A Black Power fist isn't something that you got to go and create. All right. That's just what we do. So they keep trying to tell us these things that we do naturally are somehow gifted to Africa. No, the hell it's not. It's all FBA. It's FBA all the time, whether you like it or not. You just gonna have to deal with it. And that's what it is, fam. They are going to have to deal with it. But towards the end of this, fam, she gets real extra with her rhetoric. Let me show you some real extra rhetoric that this individual throws out there. Y'all look at this. Look at this and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They don't want us to be us. They want to be us. Follow me now. Watch this.
Absolutely nothing. And it's time we leave that mess behind, y'all. And honestly, FBA is just as damaging as that disgusting Not Like Us song. I mean, it did the same type of damage. One group dividing itself and making people believe that if you didn't experience this type of Black culture.
Did Kendrick just catch a stray? How the hell? What Kendrick got to do with this? I know the person who brought up Rihanna ain't trying to throw some darts at Kendrick. Did she say FBA is just as bad as Kendrick?
And it's time we leave that mess behind, y'all. And honestly, FBA is just as damaging as that disgusting Not Like Us song. I mean, it did the same type of damage. One group dividing itself and making people believe that if you didn't experience this type of Black culture, then your Black is invalid. FBA does the exact same thing. Yeah, so anywho, y'all let me know when y'all are ready to build as a community instead of going back and forth in circles, creating new concepts that make absolutely no sense but are completely.
What in the hell did she just sit there and tell us, family? Did she just somehow throw in Kendrick? Did she just say, y'all FBAs are as bad as Kendrick Lamar is? Really though? Really though? That's the logic. That's the warped logic and the mentality that these people have. But I want y'all to also see this. While at the same exact time, FBA so bad, right? And FBA so mean to these people. Don't they always got their hands out wanting FBA assistant? So it's real funny that you can have all these problems with foundational Black Americans, but let one bad thing go on, and then you come running to foundational Black Americans for assistance and for the help. Y'all know right now, there's a movement going on that a lot of people don't know because there's a lot of things going on in the United States of America. But let me tell you what's happening that nobody's talking about. All the issues going on in the Congo, which seems like ever since you were born. And by the way, when they sit there and say that FBA judges them, it's not me who's been seeing y'all at war since I was a child. And I'm looking at y'all still fighting today. That sounds like you. If you've had a perpetual war for decades, that's a you problem. However, all the issues going on in the Congo, as well as Africa, do y'all know now they're blaming FBA for not helping them? They out there running their mouth. They saying, FBA, how dare you not help us? No marches, no rallies, no protests. They're telling us that standing on our own business, doing our own thing is some type of crime because we're not helping Africa. Watch this lady go off. Mrs. Joe Loft 330. Watch her. She cusses us out. She says, FBA, what the hell are y'all doing? Where is the outrage? Because she says we not doing enough to help the Congo.
Where is the outrage? Where are the protests, the rallies, the march, the chants, the songs, the fundraisers for the lives that are being taken every day in Congo? Over 8 million displaced, 24 million starved, 6 million battling severe malnutrition, over 7 million dead. Where is the attention for the million of lives affected in Congo? Where is the support for the children dying every single day from malnutrition? Where is the march for the women and girls getting assaulted every single day? Where are the songs, the chants for the little boys whose childhoods are stolen so they could serve as child? Where is the outrage? Where are the protests, the rallies, the march, the chants, the songs, the fundraisers? Your silence is deafening. Your silence is loud. Your outrage is selective. Your advocacy is behind a paywall. Did you know that? 1 in 10 kids in Congo will pass away before their 5th birthday? Are you aware the women are being force-fed human flesh? Are you aware the little girls become mothers before the sweet kissing? Are you aware the Congo is nicknamed the rape capital of the world? Where is your outrage? Where is your anger? What did the children of Congo do to deserve the cold shoulder? What crime against humanity have they committed to deserve this treatment?
Why are you asking me? I ain't from the Congo. That sounds like a Congo problem. Or perhaps at best it sounds like a Pan-African problem. Let me tell you what I'll do for you. I will send you Dr. Umar's @ and you can go ahead and write Dr. Umar because he said he's a Pan-African and we all just one big African. So here's what I'm saying. All of the people who say there's no such thing as lineage and we're all just one big African, I want all of y'all to find this woman and to go help her. How about that? Because remember, we're divisive FBAs and we are too lineage-based and too xenophobic. So why would you ever want someone who's xenophobic and divisive to help the Congo when you have all of these Pan-Africans out there that are ready, willing, and able to go lend assistance? So I'm going to add all of these people so they can go over there and risk their bodies for Africa. You know, the way we used to back in the 80s before we found out it wasn't reciprocal. Let's go ahead and have all the tethers and all the scam Africans go over there and keep that tradition alive. And we'll keep this FBA minding my own goddamn business and I'm doing my own goddamn thing tradition alive. Fair exchange, y'all. I think it sounds very, very good.
Crime have they committed to deserve this silent treatment? Where are the protests for Stand With Congo? The moment of silence or the blackout? Haven't we suffered enough? How many more before you consider us humans? How many more before you stand with us? Where is the outrage? Your outrage is selective. Your advocacy is behind the paywall. You only react when you see. Haven't you seen enough? Are you serious? Where is your outrage? Where are the protests, the chants, the songs, the fundraisers for Congo? Where are they?
Let's talk about why the whole FBA.
Damn, boy. Ain't it funny how they turn around and they want you now, but they ain't want you before. You can see now that's exactly what it is. Here's my thing, and I'll go ahead and put this out there for the world. I believe that all Pan-Africans and all tethers who are here in America, they should all right now go sign up immediately to go fight for every single issue in Africa. Africa needs you, bro. We good over here, all right? FBA's handling our thing, all right? So you should right now immediately go over to Africa and save Africans since you love Africa so much and since we're all one big Africa. Don't make us, who are Black Americans, have to sign up to go help somebody in which we're not a part of. You do it for yourself. So that's my credence that I'm putting out there to all the Pan-Africans. And we can start with people like Dr. Umar. That's exactly what we can do. We can start with you guys. See, they don't like when we flip it on them, right? They don't like that, family. They don't like when we take their own rhetoric and spin it back. What they want to do is live in a world where they can say and do as they choose. And now when Foundational Black Americans is kind of calling the bluff on it, they like, wait a minute now, we do need y'all. And isn't it funny that everybody who always has something negative to say about us, they always run to us? They always run to Black Americans. Because to be real with you, this whole diaspora situation, can I tell y'all what it really is? It's really everybody wants FBA muscle, all right? This is what it is. The Democrats want FBA muscle. Tethers want FBA muscle. Republicans want FBA muscle. Our muscle's not for sale. Hell no. Because people know what it is. Let me tell you, when you are the builders of America, everybody wants the muscle that built this land. See, they're not strong enough. They ain't got it in them to do it. So they got to come running on over to us. That woman wants our muscle and she's trying to get it. But there's this thing and there's people that are running out here telling a lot of falsehoods. And I'm going to give you all an example. Did y'all know that while everybody was out there talking about she made some points now, Amanda Seales came out the other day and she was talking about Black Americans and reparations and standing on business and yada, yada, yada. And this is why you don't follow people who make a few points, because after they make a few points, they might say some things that you don't agree with. And perhaps those things they said, they were just getting from you in the first place. Family, do y'all know now, Amanda Seales, she also said that, are you a Black American? Or excuse me, no, she didn't even say that. She said, are you Black or are you an American? Because she said you can't be both. Yeah, Think about that whole debate when it was back and forth and she was being propped up as a representative of Black Americans. How could she represent Black Americans when she's on record saying you can't be Black and an American? And she's telling y'all to make a decision. She told y'all to make a decision right now. Are you Black or you American? Because she's saying you can't be both. So according to her, there's no such thing as a Black American. It's either Black or American. And somebody earlier was like, give me some context. There ain't no context to somebody telling you you're one or the other. It's what it is. And I'm going to show y'all, just in case people who don't want to hear it or don't want to believe it, because we speak it, believe it, and receive it. This is Amanda Seales telling y'all, are you Black or are you an American? And remember, a few days ago, she was acting as if she was the representative of Black Americans. Watch this.
Do you want to be Black or do you want to be American? Because at this point, you can't be both. We are of this land, but we are not them. Assimilation is not to be mistaken for freedom. Well, maybe for some it is. They want their red velvet cake and also to eat it. Bear their melanin with only skin deepness and allow their ancestral DNA to be defeated.
What the hell is she talking about? You heard it. Cameras was rolling. She said it looking right into the camera. Are you Black or are you American? Because you can't be both. This is coming from real Tetherland. This sounds like Tether Island, y'all. One more time.
Do you want to be Black or do you want to be American? Because at this point, you can't be both. We are of this land, but we are not them. Assimilation is not to be mistaken for freedom. Well, maybe for some it is. They want their red velvet cake and also...
Who's them? Did she just equate whiteness to America? And did she just say us being American is us trying to assimilate? This is why you pull out receipts, family. This is why you get your receipt paperwork popping and you pull out receipts on people, because it might not be what you thought it was. Being a foundational Black American is not about assimilation. It's about us representing our nation.
So to eat it. Bear their melanin with only skin deepness and allow their ancestral DNA to be defeated. All to consume with a silver spoon they'll soon be stabbed with. That is the legacy of the America in which we exist. Yes, this is the United States of shame. Shame on everybody. You, me, him, her, me, you, and your cousin too. Because we've been caught up in the business of influence and reacting to incidents, defiant in our insolence, distracted in the dissonance while they've been busy cooking up a culinary feast of consequence. Who among us will be dissidents? Who will sit at their table and nibble on nuance as sustenance? Who will pull their chair in and break bread, then throw it in impertinence? Who will shatter their windows, raining down impudence on their governance? With so many Black folks trading in resistance for a badge of excellence at infiltrating their system, more and more and more of us think, as long as we still got rhythm, well, maybe that's all we're required to do. Will your value...
We don't think that. Who the hell said we think that? Black Americans aren't running around here saying, well, I can dance now. Boy, as long as I can dance, I don't need reparations. Who need reparations when I can do the two-step? Who the hell thinks that? What kind of Black folks are you around? You must be around that tether side of your family, okay? Or both sides of your family, because you're not FBA. This is coming from somebody, fam, who's not us. Let's just keep it real. That's some real, we're not a Black American energy right there, y'all. As long as we got rhythm, we're cool. Who the hell thinks? I've never met any Black American who runs around and thinks that. Never. I know some young folks who are in junior high, and they don't talk like that. So you're painting a very fraudulent picture of foundational Black Americans. That's very, to be honest with you, I resent that, and that's very insulting that you would say that about our people. This is why tethers can't speak for us, fam, because you might end up with some stuff like, as long as we got with them, we's good now. No, the hell we not.
Line up when their boots on the ground come for you. Every right this nation provided only after decades of death and demands. Thrown down as scraps like, here. So excuse me as I take a moment and beg you to listen to, then judge your shadow and stoke your spirit's embers. Decide, will I be a guide or derided? Is entry into the burning house worth it if my integrity is conquered and divided? To be an American is to be an accomplice to the cowardice of erasing our truth.
What?
To be Black is to be a present-day ancestor, preserving legacy and strengthening the root. Do you want to be Black? Or do you
strengthening the damn root? I done heard it all. What the hell is she talking about? Y'all heard, boy, that was some tether talk right there, boy. She went full-time tether right there. Oh, no, see, this is why denounce, okay? You went at those conservatives. You chopped them up. Kudos. But guess what? Anybody could have chopped up those conservatives because let's be real. Beating a tap-dancing COON conservative is easy work. That's not hard to do. Quit giving people passes and trophies for chopping up a damn tether or chopping up a conservative. Them folks run from blackness every time they see it. I'm not going to give nobody no credit for whooping up on no damn conservative when you could have did that when you was 2 years old. Back to business. Business, fam, she went full tether right there. Full-time tether. That right there. And let me make this clear. She talks about the burning house. Again, trying to use Dr. Martin Luther King quotes against us. That's one of the tactics they love to do. You know they can't get through it. Well, that house that Dr. Martin Luther King was talking about was about being desegregated with the dominant society. It wasn't about us building America. So she falsely used Dr. Martin Luther King, which is something that they love to do. Falsely use Dr. Martin Luther King, okay? And the house, if you're talking about the House of America, well, the House of America was built and created by foundational Black Americans. So quit talking about us like we're outsiders. Notice that whole statement was spoken from the aspect that we are outsiders. Oh yeah, we know her background. Listen, look, we know her background. Oh, the receipts come rolling in, my friend. Yeah, we know exactly where she's from. Look at that right there, family. I'm a strong believer in options. Hey, listen now. Whoa. Look how she's saying that right there. She says, I am a strong believer in options. Shout out to all the dual citizens. That's funny because you didn't want me to have options. You told me I couldn't be Black and American at the same time. We got you. You being freeze frame right now. Y'all caught that? Y'all see that, right? Look how she contradicting her own statements. When it's foundational Black Americans representing being Black and American, she says we ain't got no options. It's one or the other. But when it comes to her being a citizen of Grenada, and being American, now she loves options. So she gives herself a multitude of options, but she tells us we got to pick and choose. You just didn't think you would lose because we see that. Look at the double talk, fam. You can't get a bigger receipt than that. You can't expose double talk more than that right there. That is clear double talk. With the picture, her showing you what it is, and then just openly stating it. You see the way these people play? It's always foundational Black Americans have to operate by someone else's rules. They don't like the fact that we're going by our own rules. You are a Black American, okay? The whole world knows it. Now, I'll tell you this. If you ran around here and said that you were an African American, notice she ain't say that. Notice that, by the way. She didn't say African American. If you listen to a lot of her times where she's talking, even in that Jubilee, she's always saying African American. So it's funny that you can be an African American, but you can't be a Black American because we use the term Black American precisely to empower us. You see the big difference right there. This is what we're talking about. So notice that she can have options of dual citizenship, but we sitting there talking about being Black American in America. She said we can't even be both of those as one citizen to our country, but she can be both. Now you're starting to see people flip-flop, twist and turn, spin it around. You got a lot of conservatives now that are taking on our talking points. Remember, y'all, they can't stop our narratives when they come from us. This is why it's very important that we are our own representatives. This is why it's very important that we speak for ourselves. Family, if you're not a certified foundational Black American, then I don't give a damn what you say. I don't give a damn what you think. This is why we start saying certified over here on the Black Alpha Network. We're the ones right here. I'm the one who coined that. It's certified. Make sure whenever you say foundational Black American, whenever you say Black American, make sure you say certified. Whenever you say freedmen, say certified, because there's a lot of counterfeits running around here. A lot of counterfeits. And what that does, that separates the people. Because now folks are saying, well, technically, I'm a Black American. I'm Black from Angola, and I'm an American. Now, you know, like I know, these individuals don't identify as Black, but they will whenever it's something that benefits them. You got people saying descendant of slaves. Well, I'm a descendant of slaves. I came from Haiti and Jamaica. So you make sure you put certified on it. And damn it, it sounds good, don't it? Certified, foundational, Black Americans. I'm always saying that, and I make sure it flows like water, spring water, because you're going to start having a lot of tethers and conservatives, and they're going to come out and they're going to start using our talking points. And I'll be damned. Don't let none of these people say he made some points now. Boy, he said two things I agree with, and he was COON in the whole damn time. Because just a few days ago, folks had on their capes for Amanda Seals. But we didn't. Notice, fam, right here, Certified Black Society, y'all was eating her up, roasting her. But look right here. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. Y'all know this dude right here, family? This dude is one of the biggest conservative shills, Republican shills known to earth. And do you know now he's running around here and he's trying to make it look like he's on delineation? You starting to hear FBA talking points come from people who don't rock with FBA. I'll let you be the judge. Watch this.
Why these Africans have so many ideas about how to fix Black America and how to fix America, but they can't even fix their own countries. They can't even fix Angola. They can't even fix Ghana. They can't fix Nigeria. They can't fix Jamaica. They can't fix Haiti. God knows they can't fix Haiti because that has been a hot mess for generations. But yet, they come here and they have all these ideas about what America should do for Black people and how America has failed and how America should be fixed and how Trump is bad and how Republicans are bad and how what Black Americans need to do. I will tell you this, Africans, please.
Stop. Notice how he threw in Trump. Y'all notice that, right? Notice how he starts slobbing on Trump. Y'all see that right there. See, fam, he's only using FBA talking points so he can steal our narrative and guide it over to the Republicans. Listen to what we talk right here. That's why I told everybody it's the Amanda Seals and Ben Shapiro hijack. They're trying to hijack our talking points, hijack our lineage, hijack everything we're doing. Why you think? Because we the hottest thing in the streets, fam. You ain't gonna be the hottest thing in the world and expect people not to try to steal from you. What you thought? Of course these people gonna try to steal from you because you hot. And when you hot, that's what they do. They don't give a damn about a broke person. And what Africans come over here and start saying things like, man, Donald Trump is bad. Africans come over here and they talk reckless about us. That's what Africans do. Don't let this man paint no picture where Africans are coming over here and they're upset and they're mad somehow at Donald Trump. They don't have smoke for Trump like that. The dominant society clearly understands that the Africans come over here and fall in line and fall in suit with all of them. He's trying to make it look like Africans come over here and they get mad at Republicans. You see what he's doing? Using our talking points to hijack so he can get it over to the conservative side.
And how Trump is bad and how Republicans are bad and how what Black Americans need to do. I will tell you this, Africans, please go fix your own countries. Please take all of this energy and all of these ideas to your countries. Take them to Haiti because Haiti's a hot mess. Take it to Nigeria, because I know what's going on in Nigeria. Take it to Angola, take it to Ghana, take it to Jamaica, take it to all of these different places, but you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to come over here, insert yourself into Black American issues, and by the way, use everything that we have fought for and built for to go insert yourself into places, but that, quite frankly, you have not earned.
Oh, no. Oh, please. Please. This is the same guy who would tell you racism don't exist. Don't allow these Republican shills to now start talking like FBA. Listen to this dude stealing our talk. Man, y'all want to come over here and insert yourself in things that we fought for? It's funny because if you said the same exact thing, then he would tell you there ain't no such thing as supremacy and pull yourself up by the bootstraps. This man is anti-reparations. He's anti-fighting against the system of supremacy. He's pro-supremacy, but now he wants to make it look like the Africans is the trouble. Family, this is nothing more than a hijack. This is why we here, though. This is why we rocking. This is why we get it popping. We're going to stop all that. I'm going to tell you right now, that's all getting shut down. It's regulators over here. Regulators, mount up, because this ain't gonna flow. This man gonna come over here, look like he done watched every single broadcast that Black Alpha, Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed done had, pulled out a pen, wrote it all the way down, and now he's trying to use it against the Africans so he can get the Republicans a little boost.
You don't want to do that. Instead, you want to come over here, insert yourself into Black American issues, and by the way, use everything that we have fought for and built for to go insert yourself into places, but that quite frankly, you have not earned. All right. So the message from this Black American, and my family has been here for generations, baby. I'm not some African. I'm a Black American. And so my advice to you is go fix your own countries before you come tell us about our issues.
Oh, no, fam. Let's break it down. Oh, we got to break it down. We got to break it down. We got to break it down. Y'all heard that, Babel? Y'all heard that? Man, oh, man, oh, man. You can't get more clear than that. You can't get more clear than that babble right there. And did y'all notice, family? First off, at the end, he threw in from this Black American, because my family been here for a long time now. Again, this is why we use the term certified, okay? Because people going to come around, they're going to start saying, well, my family's from here. Clyburn going to say the same thing. James Clyburn's going to run around here and he's going to say that he's technically a freedman. He's technically a foundational Black American, but you ain't certified, though. And last time I checked, certified means everything. So if you ain't certified, it ain't really going nowhere. Okay, certified creates the separation from insiders that are trying to latch on. Okay, those domestic tethers, we can separate from them because they counterfeit. We certified. Okay, they ain't real. They're artificial. We the real ones. And if you notice right there, he's trying to use that. I told y'all they want our muscle so they can lend it to the Republican Party. The same way Mexicans want it so they can lend it to their anti-ICE protests. Everybody, like I previously stated, wants foundational Black American muscle. That's what they want. And he's now trying to do it. Fam, we too hot right now. We too hot in the streets. FBA's taking over everything. So everybody wants to take what we've created and get a little dosage. And let me say this, fam. How come y'all wasn't delineating before? How come y'all wasn't delineating before? Africans been having hateful rhetoric towards FBA. How come you ain't say nothing then? It ain't nothing new. This thing where Africans been trying to leech and mooch off of us and calling us all types of names. Akata didn't just come around yesterday, fam. Work hard, nigga. They didn't just come up with that yesterday. These diaspora haters, they didn't just show up yesterday. They've been here. So my question is how come you weren't delineating and talking that then? How come y'all want to move when we move? How come everybody wants to move after FBA done did it? FBA sets it off and then they follow. Anybody who follows in the footsteps of foundational Black Americans tomorrow, but weren't here putting in work today is an op. And they're just opportunists who are trying to milk and trying to leech off of what we've done. Now we're getting to the point, see, we're so used to seeing these tethers try to use our muscle for their own international migrant immigration purposes. Now you're starting to see the political parties do it as well. You're starting to see these falsified Democrats trying to speak like us. Same way you're seeing these falsified Republicans doing the same exact thing like us. You're going to start seeing people from all elements, fam. Don't leave no rocks unturned. Think about every single organization, every single group, every single person, every single race, whatever. Think about every continent, every goddamn village, every no hairline. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is trying to use foundational Black American energy to jumpstart their so-called want-to-be whack-ass movements themselves. They need it, okay? And this is why we've been gatekeeping. So don't let nobody run around and talk that. And fam, do y'all know there was folks on Twitter that saw that video and was like, woo, even the conservatives is out there cooking. No, he's not. No, he's not. Get over this whole thing. Somebody made a good point, so you love them. Okay, Black folks, you're going to gatekeep. You're going to gatekeep. Y'all know I've been saying it for a long time. Is my sister Natural Torah in the house? I don't know if she's in the house right now. Y'all know I'm always sending out certified salutes to my good sister. Angelic, I see you in here. My two sisters, I'll give them a good example, right? My two good sisters, they about delineation full time, all right? They don't give a damn about people's feelings. They don't give a damn how people get upset, all right? Delineation is not a movement for feelings. If you come into this game of delineation and you got feelings in your heart, oh, you in the wrong game. I see you, sister. My sister Natural. My sister Natural be out here checking them, checking all the tethers. And they be saying, y'all's mean now. Y'all's a hates group. And she be like, I don't give a damn. Say what you want. Bye. That's how you do it. A lot of people come into the game where they want to delineate a little bit, but they start getting upset, okay? This is the game where people going to shame you anyway, fam. You can't come in here. Listen, tethers don't tether at 22%. So you better not gatekeep at 22%. Can I tell you what a 22% gatekeeper is? That's somebody who ain't gatekeeping. There you go, because it doesn't exist. Look at this as well. Let's flip it on back. That was the conservatives trying to run with your style. Now let me bring it on back to Amanda Seales. Do y'all know Amanda Seales been running around here telling you was going to get deported as well? Yeah, remember all that Black Americans was going to get deported? See, things move so fast in the United States of America. Things change so much. A lot of times we end up going on to the next subject and the next topic because things move fast like a locomotive. Just a few months ago, Black Americans were to get deported. Matter of fact, let's go back to the beginning of the summer since we're in the end of the summer. The beginning of this summer started off with the ICE protests, and they were saying we were going to get deported. You don't hear that right now because a lot of those illegals that were saying that, they asses got deported. So the people that were running their mouth, they gone. But Amanda Seales was running around here, and she was swearing by God, Black Americans was on the chopping block. Yeah, because to be honest with you, Amanda Seales says she's not a liberal. She's a liberal. She's a disgruntled Democrat. Y'all watch this right here.
Head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them. People that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together. But I think getting them out, we forget about them. We had some bad accidents in New York. They're not accidents.
So I said a few days ago that they would deport citizens. And folks in my comments said I was fear-mongering, said that I have conspiracy theories, and they said confidently that that simply would not happen to Black people. And I don't know what's more frustrating, is being right about just how terrible these people are, or being wrong about how easy it should be for us to know how terrible they are and get on the same page to fight them. The concept of divide and conquer exists on a multitude of levels. In one very clear way, it exists in the reality that for a time, there was a racial classification that forced people of all different nations to come together under being considered Black. Out of that formed communities, culture, ethnicity. However, out of that came a threat to white supremacy. The ostracizing of us into our own spaces, which in turn forced us to cultivate deep-rooted connections with each other that were grounded in ideologies and value systems that had nothing to do with the American capitalist ideals. Well, that was a threat to the American capitalist ideals. So they had to divide us. And it was so easy because after the civil rights movement, there was so much more access to other spaces that many of us simply lost sight of the connectivity that we had to each other. There was also violent efforts to push that forward. And so when we look at what we consider to be the Black community, I don't think enough people understand that this version of what you're considering the Black community is not the version of Black community that you may have grown up romanticizing and learning about and believing in.
Oh, what? We the same foundational Black American community we've always been. Fam, this is the tether. How can she speak on what we grew up as and how we identified or viewed our community growing up when she's not even from the culture? This is why it's dangerous, fam. Listen how she speaks with absolutes. First off, she said we were going to get deported. And now she's saying the community that y'all used to, that ain't the same community, fam. It's the same Black American community that I'm used to growing up. It's the same exact thing. Yes, he must be talking about Grenada because you ain't talking about America. Hell no.
That was a community that was, by force of having to be together, found a way to be together. And far too often, I see folks in this version of our existence mistaking a shared racial classification for actual community.
What?
Actual community is not something that just happens. It is effort. It is love. And it is not always convenient. And when we sit up here and we disparage the folks that we claim to be in our community, for wanting for our community, that is a great exemplification of how we are simply not a community anymore. We are a racial classification. And until we remember, realign, and reassess what it means to act as a community, that's all we'll be.
Long time.
And if you don't get the hell up out of here, She said we ain't a community, we a racial classification. I've never heard that one before. That's new to me, y'all. I always thought that we was a community. I mean, damn, I can go to where I'm from and I can kick it with my brothers and sisters and my cousins and my neighbors, and we pretty much hold each other down. And how do you know, family, all that's capped is because we wouldn't be here. Everything she's saying, family, we would not exist if we were not a community. There's a lot of things that answer themselves, okay? It answers itself. Foundational Black Americans would not be here. We would not be alive. We would not exist. We would have been taken out a long time ago if we were not a community and we didn't have community purpose. The community purpose is what allowed us to be present here today. So meaning every single thing that we've ever been through are the same reasons why we're here. The same thing that has us calling each other brother and sister, voila. And by the way, speaking of that, we say brother and sister. Nobody else says brother and sister. I mean, so if we're not a community, then what the hell is Grenada? What the hell are they then? Somebody tell me what they are if foundational Black Americans aren't. That right there is leftist ideology. You got to remember, fam, there's been something that occurred last year, and I want to talk about this. Last year, since foundational Black Americans, we completely ruined the Democratic Party. There's been this new thing now where the Democrats are disgruntled. And there's a hell of a lot of disgruntled Democrats to the point where a lot of them are saying they're not Democrats, but they clearly are. Amanda Seals is a Democrat. She won't say she is, but she is. That Aflini, she's a Democrat. She won't say she is, but she is. These people won't openly state it because we made it not cool to say you're a Democrat. So a lot of people are saying, I'm not a Democrat or I'm not a liberal, but yet they vote and they support those policies. You are what policies you vote for. If you see everything hook, line, and sinker with Republicans, then you a damn Republican. You see everything hook, line, and sinker with the Democrats, you're a Democrat. She's one of those people, and you got to be cautious. They're going to come out and they're going to tell you that they are not Democrats, but when you listen to them talk, everything they say is straight out of the Democratic playbook. Straight out of the Democratic playbook, because we made it not cool no more to be a Democrat. A couple years ago, they've been waving that flag all in our face saying Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. Now, they're kind of quiet. They don't really want to come out and just say it. That's a damn Democrat. Donald Trump is a fascist. What party says that? Where'd that come from? Donald Trump is going to deport Black Americans. What party says that? Where'd that come from? And the Black American community, we are not a community. We're just a classification because we need to love each other better. Hell, both parties say that. So yeah, you're coming directly from the playbook of the Democrats. And another playbook that people try to thrust upon us is tethers running around here with this obsession about us not being native. Going back to what Amanda Seals said. That's why I say it's a hijack. A lot of things they want to hijack from us. And the thing that they want to hijack so much from us, family, is our native status, something that we always talk about ad nauseum here. But we're going to continue to talk about it because when we don't talk about it, nobody's going to talk about it. And then all the thieves going to walk right out the damn door. And that ain't going to happen because I got about 5 pit bulls that ain't going to let nobody in or out. They are running around here sending out these tethers that are super hyper focused on saying that we're not indigenous. Remember, $2 Tonto and then Mutombo. You got Tonto and Mutombo connection. And they're both obsessed with trying to get us to not believe that we are the indigenous people. Y'all look at this tether right here. This tether comes out and he gives one of those, if you're not Black, then you keep scrolling. But if you are Black, listen, you not native, nigga. You are not native, okay? And you do not have a hairline that's functionable. Watch this right here, family. And he's trying to give this whole lecture about Blackness. And he's sprinkling in African, but he brings it all the way back to us like they always do. Watch this.
Black in your DNA. I respectfully ask you to please watch this video and watch it all the way to the end. But if you are not Black, I respectfully ask you to scroll because this is a family meeting. This video is coming from a very sad place, but it's coming from a place of love. As a reminder, we didn't lose land when they colonized us. We lost each other. Now we carry flags instead of family, borders instead of brotherhood, tribe instead of truth. And while we scream Africa unite, we stab each other with dialects, clans, and skin tone. We didn't need the slave ships to separate us. We are doing it fine, even better than the slave masters. And to my brothers and sisters, the Black Americans, some of you say I ain't African. You say it with your full chest. And that's because your history was wiped clean and replaced with shame. But let me ask you something.
What? Fam, has our history been wiped clean and replaced with shame? Are you shameful for being a Black American? Did this man just say that our history was wiped clean from us and it's been replaced with shame? The thing that they don't like about us is that we are so prideful. You done came to the most prideful people on the planet Earth and told us that we are shameful people. Who's more shameful than a fleer? You sit here clearly from Africa speaking English. Fam, you are the one who's got shame. Don't come to me talking about something. You have your history taken from you, and really, you're just a shameful Negro. That's really what you are. And fam, how many times have I said this? I'm going to get back to Mr. Tether, man, but let me bring this point home. They contradict themselves as well. Notice again, Amanda Seale said that we can't be Black and American, but she can be American and from Grenada. Okay, so she's got options. And then this man says a lie that they always run. They always run this, we got our history taken away from us, but we do everything as Africans. So if we're these generic Africans who on one hand, you tell us every single thing we do from our afros to our Black power fist comes from Africa. I thought you said that we had all of our Africans stripped away from us. A man and a woman with a stripped culture wouldn't know about a Black power fist. They wouldn't know about all the food you say you gave us. They wouldn't know about afros and all these different things. So on one hand, you tell us that we don't remember nothing. And then on the other hand, you say we do everything that came from y'all. Sounds like BS, okay? That's bull-ish, and you making it all up. What you really are trying to do is try to say that I'm responsible for every single thing you do, and when you disprove me, I'm still going to run with the lie. Don't tell us that we Africans and everything we do is some type of incoherent, subconscious African thought, and then on the other hand, say that those incoherent and coherent African thoughts have been erased and replaced with shame. You're shameful. Because you ran from your homeland, you ran from your mama. Where I'm from, the person who run from their mama is absolutely shameful. Where I'm from, the person who left their homeland is absolutely shameful. Again, don't put that tether jacket on FBA because we don't wear a tether size schmedium, okay? I don't wear a Joloff jacket. Hell to the no. But watch how he spins it back around and he has to bring up being the natives. Watch.
If you're not African, what are you? You're not white, you're not brown, you're not Asian, you're not native. Where do you belong? You wear kente on your graduation day, but you deny the blood that made you. You vibe to Afrobeats, but would never claim your African roots. You scream Wakanda forever, but turn your back on Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Namibia, Kenya, South Africa, and the rest of the African continent.
What? Did he just say we vibe to Afrobeats? Did he just sit there and say that we vibe to Afrobeats while we throwing up the Wakanda X and turning our back on all of the African nations? And notice everywhere he named in Africa is places where they have conflict, AKA they want our muscle. He done named all these African conflict places. You turned your back on the war. You turned your back on the dispute. You turned your back on the conflict. You turned your back on the arms. Then what was you doing when all this was happening? Because you must have turned your back on all of that for it even to occur. You must have turned your back on it for it even to be happening. So you the one who been turning your back. Matter of fact, when you flee here, you turned your back. How the hell am I going to turn my back on something I ain't never been to? How in the hell can a Black American from Baltimore turn his back on Ghana? How in the hell can a Black American from Tuscaloosa, Alabama turn his back on the Senegal? That doesn't even compute, Tetherman. But again, if you want FBA's help, just say it. And by the way, we don't listen to no damn Afro beats. And we damn sure ain't out here talking about Wakanda forever. Okay? Wakanda for never.
I told you Africa is poor, dirty, and uncivilized, so you wear Gucci, forgetting that the gold was stolen from your ancestors. You straighten your hair, but your DNA cuts back to the motherland. And you, who still agree that you're Black, you've been to 5 countries, but you've never stepped a foot on your motherland, the land that named you. In case you didn't know, I'll tell you, we are all scattered bones from the same skeleton.
I'm sorry. Africa named us, but white people named Africa. Damn, that's crazy. Maybe you need to get your own, the white man named me, situated, corrected, because you can't correct me, bruh.
But the head despises the feet. The hand won't speak to the mouth. And the spine refuses to stand upright because it doesn't want to elevate the head. Black in your DNA, I respectfully ask you to please watch this video and watch it all the way to the end. But if you are not Black, I respectfully
I respectfully tell you to kick rocks, okay? Kick rocks. I'm sure you got a hell of a lot of them in that village. Yeah. This is what you see from these people. They're so obsessed with us not being Black Americans because they want foundational Black America. What I said, fam, they don't want us to be us because they want to be us. And it's simple mathematics, and you get a simple answer every time you examine it. That man is trying like everything to connect us to Africa, trying to get us to believe that we're generic Africans. Because remember, y'all, a generic African is placed beneath them. And one of the things that they do not like, and we talked about this before, they don't like the pecking order of the United States of America. They prefer to come here in America and to be underneath white people. I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why Africans are always obsessed with telling foundational Black Americans that we're not American, and they never say that to white people, is because they're fine with the white man being in America. They view America as white people. They have a very hard time viewing America as Black people because they don't have a lot of good views of Black people back in Africa. Back in Africa, they have a lot of negative views towards other Black folks, all right? This whole we're all Black and melanin makes you equal, that's a Black American creation. People have to understand that. All this stuff about we all Black, brother, we hold it down, Black is beautiful. We tend to think, and this goes back to the past, people in the past thought that was something that they were screaming in Africa. No, they weren't. Don't let these people run around here and start talking about afros and Black power fists. How come I ain't seen no Black power fists in Africa? You don't see afros in Africa, fam. You see these Black power fists, fam. You don't see none of that in Africa. Okay, you don't see that. You got one that represents the energy, that is the dark energy. You got one that represents the light energy, and it's all us. You don't see them representing that in Africa. So if you don't represent that in Africa, how the hell are you going to come talk to me then? You can't come talk to me. So this thing that all this Black Afrocentric stuff goes on in Africa, how come we don't ever see it? I have not seen nothing. Fam, tell me right now the Black Panther equivalent in Africa. Where's it at? Where's the Black Panther equivalent in Africa? It's not existent. It doesn't happen. Where the Black Alpha Network equivalent in Africa? You don't see it. Tariq put out Hidden Colors. Tell me the African version of Hidden Colors. Y'all tell me you so rich. You got all these minerals and these resources. You know what they tell us, right? What I always tell us, fam? They say, you Black Americans don't understand. We are rich. Don't let the white man tell you that Africa's poor. Africa has minerals and we're a very rich continent. If Africa's so rich of a continent, can I get a Hidden Colors 1? Can I get a Hidden Colors 1 that educates the world of global supremacy? What is the lecturer, fam? Who is the Tariq Nasheed, the Black Alpha Network, the Jason Black? Who's the Muhammad Ali? Somebody tell me, who's the Huey P. Newton? Who is the Harriet Tubman? Who are these people in Africa? What's their equivalent? Where's the Tupac Shakur? Where's the Assata Shakur? Where's the Matulu Shakur? Where's your auntie? Your aunt? Where is your aunt version in Africa? Where's your uncle version in Africa? We ain't even got to get to the celebrities. If we can't find their equivalent version of it and they're still oppressed by the white man, they still have to deal with the colonizer. How come all that oppression from the colonizer hasn't geared you and motivated you enough that you start educating the world based on your resistance to white supremacy? We have fought back white supremacy so much that we put out books, we put out movies, we got lectures, we got statements, we do it all. Anything in academia and the scholastic world, we have imputed Black empowerment and white supremacy resistance in it. It is well documented in all forms of speech. It is documented in all forms of text. It's documented in all forms of video. What y'all done did? Oh, y'all ain't did nothing but make TikTok videos. Oh, okay. That's what you do. You make TikTok videos. There's far more TikTok videos that are anti-Black American than there are documentaries, than there are photographs, there are actual, factual, tangible evidence of Africans doing anything. So meaning, if I ask Africans to show me a plethora of different things and all different platforms that exhibit their resistance to white supremacy, they'd give me 0. If I ask them to show me TikTok videos where they're being anti-FBA, there'd be so many you'd lose count. That's what you call a failure, everybody. And when I tell y'all that people out here failing in these damn streets, this is what I mean. Let me show y'all. Before she was running around here and she was talking about Black American this, Black American that, y'all see her with that RBG flag though? Uh-huh. That RBG flag waving too, ain't it? That RBG flag out there waving. Yeah. Pan-African all day on her side of the fence. Fam, you don't go from waving that Pan-African flag to running around here talking about Black American reparations. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. We're going to go ahead and get some straightening here today. All right. This little notion that these people were all Pan-Africans 2 years ago and they're not Pan-Africans, that's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Don't believe it for 1 second, family. These individuals are still Pan-Africans. They just put down the flag because the flag was too much and it was blowing a cover. All right. Do you think that an undercover agent is going to wear his badge? No, the hell they not. Newsflash. People like Dr. Umar, who still run around here and openly admit to being a Pan-African, that is few and far between. A lot of these people, the same way they don't want to admit being Democrats, is the same exact way that they don't want to admit that they're Pan-Africans still. So they start taking up and talking like they're FBA so they can kind of hide it underneath the surface. You see it, I see it, we know it. That's exactly what's going on, family. These people are nothing more than hidden tethers. That's the term, y'all. They're hidden tethers and they're out here hiding all that tetherism. You see it and you know it. That's exactly what's going on. And we have made it, again, hot in these streets, fam. When I tell everybody that foundationals have made it extremely hot for all these people, we got folks that are not really proud and open representing things that they used to be proud and open about. Nobody's running around here openly saying that they Democrats. They're not doing that. They got to always pretend. Roland Martin says he's not a damn Democrat, y'all. I'm just letting you know. Roland runs around here and he says that he is not a damn Democrat. That's what Roland says. Because Roland understands that if he were to say that he's a Democrat, oh, that looked bad on him. That looked real bad. So now they're running around here saying, oh, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. The same way these people are starting to say that they are not Pan-Africans. And let me make this clear as well. Because there's this habit that they like to run on us, fam, where they like to be like, well, y'all was Pan-Africans a few years ago. I have never been no damn Pan-African, all right? I have never been one of these, damn America, I'm leaving America. Let me get the hell out of here. Let me make this clear. And I think a lot of y'all going to relate to this, okay? Being somebody who understands the global system of supremacy and wanting the well-being of all people who are melanated, and I'm talking about Black folks, okay? I'm not talking about Jorge who comes over here and says, hey, I got melanin too. Us wanting Africa or Jamaica or Haiti or those who were also people in the transatlantic slave trade to do good, that does not equal Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is an ideology that says there's no borders. We was never on that. Because we've been knew we were an American. Fam, all this, we're the originals, that didn't just come here. We just put the tag on it, all right? We've been saying that. We've been knowing that we're the original people. So don't try to make it look like we've been Pan-Africans our whole lives. And we've been running around here with the damn RBG flag. No, the hell we ain't. No. Us wanting people to run the supremacists out of their continent, that ain't supremacy. That ain't global Pan-Africanism. What that is, that's simple logic. Criminal versus victim, we'll go with the victim. That's how it's been. So these people trying to say, because they're going to do that a lot. They're going to say, well, you guys was Pan-Africans back in the day. No, because we were never running around here saying things of the sort like America ain't no good, down with America, damn this country. That's what they were saying. And I remember seeing Pan-Africans say that, and it never made sense to me even when I was a teenager. I was like, wait a minute. So I'm not an American and I'm an African. Fam, as long as we've been saying how the hell are we African Americans and we ain't never been to Africa, that's as long as we've been saying we ain't no damn Pan-Africans. How can you tell us on one hand that we were Pan-Africans years ago, but on the other hand, we've been telling everybody we ain't with none of that extra stuff? That right there is a falsehood. So no, fam, wanting to see the dominant society ran off the block, that doesn't mean that you're a Pan-African. That just makes you an intelligent person. And I understand they don't understand intelligence, but we'll clear it up for them. And if you notice now, you're starting to see a hell of a lot of these tethers come out, and they're getting tether act right. But you got to be cautious. You got to be careful. You got to examine it, fam. There's this new wave now where they're pointing the finger at each other. All right. The lines are being drawn. You're going to have two tethers, the ones that want to be on the side of FBA and then the ones who want to be FBA and who are upset. Have y'all been seeing all that stuff about the Black Scottish people? Well, the Black Scottish people been running around on the internet and they've been talking about how they're FBA cousins and they've been going back and forth with Africans. Be cautious, fam, because do you know now they're running around and saying foundational Black Scottish? We cannot allow people to start running around using the term foundational. You cannot allow that. You got to be cautious, fam, because they're going to start pulling tether energy, fam. It's going to sound good for 2 minutes. The next thing you know, they're going to start tethering as well. These people now are starting to have this whole thing on TikTok again about foundational Scottish. And you're starting to see them going back and forth with the Africans as if like they're on our side. Watch this right here. This is going to show you what I mean, family. And remember, when it's FBA independent, that goes for the people who like us and the people who don't like us. I don't give a damn who you are. You can love me, you can hate me. It still don't make us any less independent than what we already are. We independent throughout however people feel about us. Y'all look at this right here. This is what I'm talking about. Foundational Black Irish people exist? Nah. No, hell no. Watch it though, family. Watch it.
People talking about Black Irish people? Yeah. My people have been in Ireland for 400 years. I just want to say, the Africans, keep our name out of your mouth. I am not African. I was born here in Ireland. And as you can see, I do have a red hair, naturally, because I am Irish.
Crazy because
Man, I don't know, dog. Not cool. You can be whatever. Why you got to be found? You're coming out the gate biting. You're coming out the gate biting. You can be Irish without saying anything about foundational. You can be from Scotland without being foundational. You can be all that, and you ain't got to be foundational. I don't know why they feel the need to put foundational on it, y'all. That's biting.
I heard people talking about Black Irish people. Yeah, my people have been in Ireland for 400 years. I just want to say, the Africans, keep our name out of your mouth. I am not African. I was born here in Ireland. And as you can see, I do have a red hair, naturally, because I am Irish.
crazy because
Yeah, y'all ain't lying. Y'all ain't lying, man. If you don't get the hell up out of here with that wig on, you got a natural wig. You can say that I'm Ireland. I have the hair. Why would I have this hair if I wasn't now? You know what I'm saying? I don't need, you look like a Somalian with a wig on. You look like a Somalian with a wig on. Let's be real. You're still scamming, fam. We independent. We doing our own thing. We can't trust these people. They scamming. So what you see now is you got the whole diaspora fighting each other now. That's kind of like the new wave, right? You have people who are from Africa, and they're going back and forth now with the Black Scottish and the Black Irish. I'm hearing Black Germans. All of these people are popping up. And by the way, I don't really give a damn if you're talking about you've been in Scotland or Ireland for 400 years. We've been here for thousands of years. Let's make this clear. The 400-year struggle, that is the slavery thing that they push on to us. That's the, we all came here for the first time on boats, all right? Foundational Black Americans, you can take 400 and multiply 400 times. Then you'll get where we've been and how far we've come. So you're starting to see these Afro-Europeans pop up, and they're saying things of the sort that they've been there for 400 years. That don't mean you built anything, and that doesn't mean, see, let me tell you something. Foundational is such a wonderful term, and the reason being is because foundational, it makes two statements. Foundation meaning foundation, created it, right? The very beginning. Foundation also, it means founder, right? When the white man talks about his forefathers and the founding fathers, see, when we say foundational, that's basically mimicking our own existence and diluting and pushing back the falsehoods in which they try to put on us. We're talking about the founder. So foundational is a double entendre. It means foundation, like the foundation of your house, and it also means the founding fathers. So if you want to talk about the founding fathers, I'm not just talking about America. I'm talking about to the continent that we call North America. See, everybody else comes here and they only know the country, 1776. We know the landmass of the Western Hemisphere, North America. There's a difference between being the person who came to America on day one opposed to the people who came to the continent on day one. It's a difference if you were here from the first day of America opposed to the first people on this continent. There's a big difference because now you're talking hundreds of thousands of years. That's where we live. That's where FBA exists. So foundational means the foundation, and it means the founding people, which are us. I don't want to hear you coming around here talking anything about you been in Ireland or whatever for 400 years, so you're a foundational. Because family, to tell us that our history, see, there's a difference. To them, saying you've been here for 400 years, that's a flex to them. That sounds real good to them, right? For us, telling us we've been here for 400 years, that's an insult. You done cut off all of our existence, fam. All of the archaeological evidence is not 400 years ago, okay? Hell no. When you start looking at the bones and everything here in America, all of the arrowheads that are ripped up, those are all predating 400 years. So 400 years is cutting us way too goddamn short. So you can take that over there. And now they're all having these battles amongst themselves. And I believe a lot of them folks are trying to get kudos because they've been running their mouth. Look at this right here, family. This lady comes out. Absolutely. The Olmecs, we can go down the line. Don't talk to me about no, I was in Ireland for 400 years. So technically, I'm like you. We ain't 400 years. So you're not impressing Black Americans with that 400-year talk. I'm just here to let you know that now. So if you in your head think 400 years is some type of example of how long we've been here, nah. Again, difference between America, the country on paper, opposed to North America, the continent in the Western Hemisphere. We Western Hemisphere original. Checkmate. But watch this, family. This lady right here says British people got an obsession with Americans. Now you're starting to see a lot of these tethers pointing the finger at other tethers, and they're pretending like they're coming to our aid. Y'all watch this, and you make your own destinations.
I tell you this all the time. I'm a Black person from America, but I'm not a Black American because I don't fall under that ethnic group. But I'm a Black person from America who happens to be of Caribbean descent. But it's just so disgusting to every time, like, I open up my TikTok and I'm scrolling down my FYP. Black people, Black Americans, right? And Black people from America, period, stay catching strays, bro, from Black British folks. We do not get up on this internet and just randomly start talking shit about you guys because we don't really give a fuck. It's like y'all get up, we're on y'all mind, right? It's like y'all get up, like it does something to y'all. Like, does it make y'all horny to talk about us? Like it does something for y'all. Like it puts a little spin in y'all day to get up on this internet and talk shit about Black people from America and then try to downplay us like niggas is dumb or something. Like that's the shit that be killing me. Y'all go as far as to say, specifically Black American people, that they have no culture when they can go back several generations, something that you can't even do. You get what I'm saying? To get up and get on this internet to talk shit about a group of people that don't give a fuck about y'all. Like, it gotta be a mental illness. Nothing else. It literally has to be a mental illness. And then y'all get on this internet to talk shit about the same group of people you are cosplaying. Because when you look at the average Black...
Stop. Then how come you don't say that about Caribbean people? Fam, she just said that she's Caribbean. You're not, again, like Amanda Shields, you're not qualified to defend us. You're not qualified to talk about us, and you're not qualified to jump in front of whatever battle someone else is having. Y'all notice that this woman starts all saying that she is a Caribbean. So why are you sitting there going after Black Brits? Shouldn't you be going after Black folks in the Caribbean? Because newsflash, sweetheart, the Black folks in the Caribbean got just as much strays for Black Americans as the damn Brits do. Matter of fact, half of the Black Brits are from Black Caribbean origins. You go right now to the Caribbean, all of them are fleeing over to England. So you really are talking about your own people. You notice that she left all that out? Y'all notice, fam, she left out all of the people from her homeland. How you gonna sit there and talk about the neighbors saying something about Black Americans when your own household does? I'm gonna say that one more time. You talking about the neighbors talking down on FBA when your own household does. Maybe you should have that energy for the Black people in the Caribbean. Don't talk about the Black Brits. We gonna get them and we gonna get the Caribbean people. But you're not qualified to do so. Fam, the new thing they're doing is they're trying to come out and defend us against their own kind so they can get put in good favor with us. But we gonna get to that in a minute. There's more, y'all. Let's go.
British person, and you see the way they dress and how they get drippy, bro, you're literally dressing like a Black American person, and yet you turn around and talk shit about the same people that you basically get your style from. Like, what are we talking about here? But I digress, because I'm not about to sit here and argue on the internet.
As somebody who was born from 2 Caribbean parents and born in the USA, I find it very crazy when Caribbean people or African people say things like Black Americans have no culture. That's absolutely not true, especially when rap was created in the Bronx, New York by Black Americans. Now, I'm pretty sure some people who created rap did have some Caribbean roots to them, but for the most part, rap is a Black American thing. I can't believe people are saying things like Black Americans have no culture when they go to brunch and sit there and ask for soul food. Or
you left the door open. You know, hip hop was created by Black Americans, even though I'm sure some people who created hip hop had some Caribbean origins. It can't be both at the same time. They still got an affection for their people. They're not going to call their people all the way out. Hell no. Hell no.
Or chicken and waffles. I can't believe that Black people would say Black Americans have no culture when the very reason why they're able to immigrate to the United States and live segregation and slavery free was because of Black Americans and the things that they did to make sure that Black people were living post-slavery days. So to sit here and be like Black Americans have no culture when you moved yourself to this very country and you assimilated to the United States, culture is crazy. Your children are going to assimilate to Black American culture because they're going to be Black.
Boy, I heard people talk.
No, enough. I done seen enough. The tether energy is just too much for me at this moment in time. Okay. Y'all see what they're doing now, right? Y'all seeing that, right? That's the new wave now. You're starting to see Black people who are from the Caribbean. They're making it look like they're defending us against the diaspora. You're having these fake FBA defenders now. All right. I want you to focus on that. The fake FBA defenders, they're trying to get in good favor with us because they didn't see how strong our G-checking is. Our delineation is so strong. And they like, damn, can't beat them, join them. So they're making it look like they're calling out other people in the diaspora. They're making it look like they're defending FBA. In reality, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're trying to get in good favor for their own benefit. Everything with these people is for their own benefit. There's been a lot of backtracking. That's why we say it's a hijack, y'all. It's a hijack of our talking points, our lineage, everything we're doing. But more so and more true to the story, these people are now trying to befriend us in the diaspora. Because newsflash to everybody, we done mopped everyone up. There's now a new wave where everybody's saying just block these people. It's like a new TikTok trend where they're saying just block any tether. And we've been blocking tethers for how long? Okay, so that TikTok stuff, that's old. We've been on that. That's what we call delineate. Delineating ain't keeping someone full access. Delineating is blocking them. So now people are saying, well, before I get blocked, let me go ahead and say, I love FBA. And I'm tired of y'all talking bad about FBA. That's what they're doing now. They're saying, if you talk bad about FBA now, you're going to have to deal with me. Don't you talk about my FBA brothers and sisters. Them's my friends. All right. In reality, fam, it's all cap. And I don't believe it for 1 second. A lot of people, though, are trying to get this fake tether act right. OK, a lot of tethers. And they're openly coming out now and saying, you know what? I understand what FBA is saying. We got a lot of people out here copping pleas, fam. But don't believe for 1 second it's because they love FBA. It's quite frankly because FBA has ended all of them. They don't have nothing. Deportation is sending them home. The delineation is ruining them. After, fam, you think it's a coincidence that soon as we started doing our boycotts and started hitting these people in their pockets, now these tethers are coming out talking about some, I know my dad is Caribbean, but y'all Black Brits don't say nothing. Why you ain't talking about the Caribbean Black folks? And here comes another one. Yeah, I know Black Americans created hip hop. Some of them may not have been. They may be Caribbean, but y'all leave Black folks alone. You think it's a coincidence that we have all these fake FBA defenders now? After the boycotts where we was hitting them in their pocketbooks. You see what happens when you regulate? They get act right. This guy right here. This guy been making so many anti-FBA videos, family. This man, Natural Tour, you responsible for about 15 tethers trying to get on our side now. You done checked so many of them, my good sister. Now they saying, well, I didn't mean what I said about Natural Tour and Black Alpha on that space. I was just having a bad day. I came home. There was no Jollof in the refrigerator. My wife stepped out with the landlord. So, I was just having a rough time. So I apologize, FBA. Can we be friends? What's up, big head? Hell no. Hell no. Ain't no big head. You better take your ass back home. We got these people trying to be friends now. Look at this guy. I understand FBA now. How come you understand this after the boycott? This looks like delineation done whooped you up and you want to be buddy-buddy. Watch this guy. He's explaining.
All right. I know this, but now I do understand the FBA's movement. And I understand why a lot of FBAs be like, we're not Africans. We're not Africans. We're Americans. Now I understand. Now, I know I've done a video in the past where I talked about the fact that I didn't understand why a lot of these FBAs didn't want to be referred to as African Americans. But now I do get it. And the reason I get it now is because, because I'm in the U.S.
Oh, no, you don't. No, y'all heard him? Now I do get it. Now I do. I did not get it before. Even though Black Americans have been saying the same thing, they've been standing on the same business with the same delineation, but today I get it. I do understand. Now you understood it from the jump. Now you scared.
A lot of these FBAs didn't want to be referred to as African Americans, but now I do get it. And the reason I get it now is because I'm, well, of course, I'm in the US. And the reason I get it now is because I get it. So you never see a white person going around saying I'm European American. Even they always say I'm an American, right? It's only when it's on paper that they say Caucasian, blah, 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 but they don't go about saying I'm European American. And a lot of them came from European countries, right? Now, why would you refer to a Black person here as African American because they came from Africa? In a way, it don't make sense because they've been here for like 500 years. And so.
No, hell no. There ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. We ain't changed our talking points, family. Notice we haven't changed anything we've been saying. How come you get it today? How come all of a sudden you woke up this morning and you understand FBA? You capping. You capping all damn day long. You afraid. If you scared, just say it. Just say it. Don't tell me that you understand something we've been saying for the last 15, 20 years, and now you get it on the 20 year and the first day. Just come out and be honest. We was whooping y'all up. Y'all been getting delineated. Y'all been getting G-checked. Our Black American sisters been checking y'all grown-ass men. You've been fleeing. TPS done got cut off. Tethergeddon is here, and we've been boycotting y'all. So now you get FBA. The power of delineation is right here in this video, y'all. Right here on this broadcast. If you want to feel the power of delineation, it'll have these people out here splaining.
Why are you saying that? Like, everybody knows, like, they know their root is from Africa. Just like white people know their root is from Europe, they know their root is also from Africa. They don't need you to reiterate that or say that. They know. You understand? But
no, hell no. You see how he still threw in the Africa thing, right? Basically, he's trying to say, family translation. He's basically saying, oh, no. FBA knows they're African. They just don't want you to say it to them. See, they know they identify as African. They just don't want you to speak it to them. That is not what we're saying. We're saying we ain't African no way, shape, or form. This ain't a matter of we just don't want to hear it. See how he's trying to false equivalent us? And he's putting these fake statements out here. I told y'all it was a hijack. I showed you a Republican who's using our talking points for the hijack. I showed you a liberal using our talking points for the hijack. Now here comes Tether 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And all of them are misrepresenting what we say. This ain't a matter of we don't want to hear we're African. This is a matter of us telling you we ain't African. Big goddamn difference.
Then they are Americans. So they better refer to them as either an American, or if you want to refer to them based on the color, the Black Americans or whatnot. Yeah, I do get this. But what you also have to understand is that when black people all over the world, right? Africa, wherever you can name it, Jamaica, Haiti, wherever. Whenever you come to America and then you see another Black person that looks just like you, all you see is a person that is you. You understand? So you see, when African Americans, we see them as our brothers. Like, we do not have any resentment against any Black American. All we see is a part of you, a brother, a niece, a cousin, someone that's probably could be related to you. Like, you see a family member. And it's like that because that's how humanity was wired. Like, there's
get the hell out of here, fam. I can't do it no more. Did this man just say, we see you as brothers because humanity. This guy got more anti-FBA videos than a little bit. And now he out here talking about, we see you as a brother because of humanity. Y'all know that's a lie. That's a lie all damn day long. And notice he wouldn't make eye contact with the camera. He's like, we feel you and we see what you are. No, Mr. Tetherman. We see exactly what you're trying. That right there is them trying to cape and them trying to cap and them trying to spin it all the way back around. This is what they've been doing, fam. And like I've been saying the whole damn time, they not like us. They are not like us, fam. Nope, I don't give a damn what they say. I don't give a damn what they do. I don't give a damn what babble they come up with. These people are non-foundational Black Americans, and that's that non-foundational Black American energy. They are upset because we are winning. We have always won. See, when you come against people who are consistent winners, you get winning. And this is why right now, if you notice, they don't really like what's happening. They don't like it, so you're getting these fake videos of friendship and kinship. Again, how come none of this was going on a few days ago? Fam, you didn't see none of this a few days ago. You didn't see none of this a few weeks ago. Now this whole wave of them popping up and apologizing, trying to clean things up, trying to clean shop. No, we know exactly what you've been doing. We know exactly how you are. And quite frankly, foundational Black Americans are not going for it because we understand the lost mentality of not knowing who you are. They don't like the fact that we know who we are and we represent it, because when you don't know who you are, they take advantage. See, the whole generic African or we're lost immigrants, that was a multi-million-dollar industry, whether people know it or not. It was a multi-million-dollar industry to get Black Americans to think we don't have a home. And here's the thing. It's also a multi-million-dollar industry for us to know that we're foundationals. But the difference is knowing you're foundational, that multi-million-dollar industry stays with us. Thinking that you don't have a home, that multi-million-dollar industry goes to them. So the money is going to be spent, but now it's just being spent in our household. Everybody talk about circulating the dollar. The dollar's circulating amongst ourselves because we know who we are. But a lot of people were in a predatory mindset. Pan-Africanism is predatory. Can I go there, fam? Pan-Africanism is predatory. Pan-Africanism was something that was preying on the fact that Black Americans were brainwashed to the point where we didn't know who we were and we didn't understand where we were going. So notice the reason why we call it scam Africanism, because they would prey off of Black Americans not understanding that we have a home. And then they would come in and they would sell you all types of things, whether it's fake watches. They would give you all the fake Rolexes. Not 9 times out of 10, especially for my brothers and sisters on the East Coast. Y'all know it was them damn Pan-Africans waving that damn RBG flag and saying, brother, you are an African, brother. You were an African. You did not come to America. You were stolen from the motherland. And why you here? And they pull out their goddamn coat. They have about 15 fake Rolexes. They say, why you here? For $19.99, I'll give you this whole left side right now. Right now, this Rolex, man, this came from Mount Kilimanjaro. This is for you. The creator gave me this. You ain't see this Rolex right here? This Rolex right here came from Egypt. They done got this out of somebody's tomb. It had the gold. They had the King Tut, and I pulled this necklace off him, and I sold it to you. King Tut told me. He left a script. He said in 1985 to sell this to Jerome in Brooklyn. That's what Pan-Africanism was. It was to prey on you. They were selling fake Rolexes, fake necklaces, all based on the fact that you were supposed to be a generic African who didn't know where you came from. And then voila, they got you. No coincidence that you call Pan scam. That's what the hell they've been doing. Y'all know it's the truth. Go look at Coming to America. Just watch Coming to America yesterday. They put 100 different jokes about African scammers in that damn movie. It was all a scam job. That's what it was. And family, they still got a couple folks running around here getting scammed up. Did y'all see that damn girl who ran over to like Scotland or somewhere and she was falling for the I don't know who I am? Did y'all see that? Man, look at this. Look at this, fam. Y'all got to see this. Tell me y'all seen this damn video. They got this girl over there being somebody's housemaid because she don't know who she is. This woman is from Texas. And somehow she's over in like Ireland or Scotland with some guy who said he's the King Lord. Watch this.
I am the handmaid of Queen Nancy. I am the inferior mistress, and I also play as a surrogate for the Queen. I'm also the bondwoman of the King, which means I do not have the formal title of a wife, but he is my husband, and we are a tribe.
The Kingdom of Kubala has been on a pilgrimage to our lost heritage, following the roots of our ancestors back to the land where Jacob, our forefather, laid his stone, the stone of scorn, and he blessed it with oil. After he poured the oil, he said, one day, the Messiah, his son, the Shiloh, shall return to Scotland, and he shall build back the lost heritage, the lost kingdom, the last kingdom of Scotland.
What the hell is that? If you don't get the hell up out of here, hold on, I gotta go back. That damn photo right here, this right here. What, family?
Shall return.
What the hell? Why you got that young lady over there doing this? Fam, this girl is from Texas. She from Texas. You see what I'm saying about these scam Africans, fam? That ain't nobody other than somebody who was saying, hey, we gonna scam this woman. We gonna get them who to think that they generic Africans to make them run from their homeland. Don't run from your greatness. Please don't run from your greatness. Don't do that. Don't run from your greatness, brothers and sisters. Let me tell you what Kabahai Walter Khamenei told me. He said, own your greatness, brother. Own your greatness. When you ain't owning your greatness, you may end up in a situation like that right there. That is terrible. Terrible. But that's what they've been trying to do. They've been out there. I got to run that back. I got to run that back. Hell no. Hell no. Look at, she looks scared. She looks like she don't know what the hell's going on. Brothers and sisters in America, we ain't going for that.
Of a wife, but he is my husband, and we are a tribe.
The Kingdom of Kubala has been on a pilgrimage to our lost heritage, following the roots of our ancestors back to the land where Jacob, our forefather, laid his stone, a stone of scorn, and he blessed it with oil. After he poured the oil, he said,
y'all hear this fake ass accent? Y'all, man, he done watch damn Black Panther, and he out there. After he said that the oil will come, and we will pour the oil on them. And did he say the tribe of koala? Is that what he said? The tribe of the koala bear and the north end of the star told me to do it. Fam, you can't write these jokes. They doing that to themselves. They doing that to their damn self. That ain't got nothing to do with us, fam. That is them. They doing that to their damn self.
One day, the Messiah, his son, the Shiloh, shall return to Scotland, and he shall build back the lost heritage, the lost kingdom, the last kingdom of Scotland.
There you go, right there. And notice he had to throw in a something's gonna happen one day, because that's what they always got to do, right? They always got to hit you with the something's gonna happen one day to keep you going. Fam, I'm about to go there. I got to go there, okay? I'm about to be real reckless and real petty, okay? But I have to, right? Did he just hit her with the, you got to do all these different things, and one day he's going to return? Why Pan-Africans always got to get you with the one day something's going to happen? Doesn't that sound a hell of a lot like Dr. Umar, one day he's going to build a school? Y'all notice that every type of end game and the final goal with Pan-Africanism is always something going to happen at the end? One day we'll build a school. One day T'Challa will return. One day Africa will be free. One day the oil will get poured on the whole goddamn village. It's always something to look forward to that you know damn well it ain't going to happen. Just to keep you guessing long enough that they can get you what they want and they can steal from you. And then after that, it's over. And then notice that she couldn't even be the wife. She couldn't even be this man's wife. She's like, I'm just a sit-in woman who's there for him. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Man, shout out to my sister. This is why, by the way, you know what I'm saying? You got some dusty dudes, you know what I'm saying, running around here trying to get FBA, you know, to go at our sisters out there, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know right here on the Black Alpha Network, man, I always big up my foundational Black American women. You feel me? I come from a beautiful foundational Black American woman, my mama, you know what I'm saying? Love you, mama. And I love my sisters, but, you know, a couple people been hitting me up, let me know. You got some dingy dudes who want me to go in on Black American women and try to get the gender divide going on. I'm here to let you know there ain't no gender divide, so there ain't nothing to stir up. Okay, you can go ahead and put that goddamn stirring down because it ain't popping over here. We represent our women. That's why when I was in Washington, D.C. at the Rally for Reparations, I went out of my way to big up our women. Okay, I made it a point in that speech to big up foundational Black American women. That's what I went from Whitney Houston all the way to damn our great sister, Kathleen Cleaver. So no, we won't be none of that, okay? So the people out there keep on hating because you won't get us to divide ourselves, man. We won. FBA sisters, FBA brothers. That's what we do right here. If ain't nobody else gonna rock, we gonna rock. But let me tell you something. My sisters out here in the United States of America, they seen that video, and let me show y'all what my sisters been saying. And big up to all my goddamn beautiful foundational Black American queens, because let me tell you something. Our sisters are stronger than they men. All right, so y'all look at this right here. Y'all see this, and this is how the sisters been seeing that video. Remember what you just seen, and then watch this.
Texas who went missing. And when they finally tracked her down, they found her in Scotland worshiping a fat man who got her living in a tent. Cora Taylor from Texas was reported missing by her family, and they had no idea where she was until they heard the news that a woman named Lady Safi, who was a member of a lost African tribe living in the forest in Scotland, was actually their missing family member. After they found her, they asked her about her status as a missing person, and she said, "Leave me alone. I'm an adult, not a helpless child." But honey, you do need help, because look what happened to you. You living in a tent. Not only are you living in a tent, You're living in a tent in the forest with a fat man and his wife, and he's making you call him king?
I'm also the bondwoman of the king, which means I do not have the formal title of a wife, but he is my husband. And we are a tribe.
I don't care what he told you. You are a side chick, Cora. This man told her that he was a descendant of the Messiah, and she bowed down to him. This heavyweight got her offering him tributes of soda and cookies. And you bowing down to this man? This lost tribe that she ditched her family for claims that they are in Scotland to reclaim the land that was stolen from their ancestors by Queen Elizabeth. But girl, tell him to call you after the land has been reclaimed. Tell him to build some hotels on it first so you can have somewhere to sleep. You can't be following no man that got you sleeping in a tent in the forest. Look at this man. This is somebody you really want to follow to another country? If this was my friend and she called me talking about, I found the new Messiah and we're reclaiming our lost land in Scotland, I'd be like, bitch, you taking this shit too far right now. You need something to believe in that bad? I'll make some shit up for you. Or make some shit up for yourself. Just don't go following a man who got you living in a tent and bowing down to him. Never. What do you think of this story? Why would Cora run away from Texas to worship some man in the forest and she ain't even got no bathroom? Leave a comment to let me know.
Much respect to that sister right there. Damn. You see, fam, we ain't on that type of vibe. No, No. Notice our sister was like, hell no. Basically, translation, certified foundational Black American women who know exactly that we are the originators, who embrace our soul of being Americans, being FBA. We don't go for that. See, when you know who you are, they can't fool you. That's why I said it's a multi-billion-dollar industry to get us to be lost, to get us to be generic, and then they can take advantage of you. I set all that up by saying scam Africanism is a very predatory thing. And basically, he was using Pan-Africanism. He was using some African stuff. He was talking like it. That's an African guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying to run that hustle. And our sister's like, hell no. Hell no. We know exactly who we are. And with that comes empowerment. When you don't know who you are, you're not empowered. So much respect to that sister. And I hope she gets the hell up out of there. I hope she get the hell up out of there. I hope some real brothers go over there and handle that. Y'all did. This is what we got to do. We can't allow people to trick us into believing we're not Americans. Because, fam, when you don't know that you have a home, do you know what that does to you psychologically? And that's what's been going on. Everybody, let me say this, fam. Everybody always talks about slavery and the impact that slavery had on us mentally. Slavery had a massive impact on us, but also the years after slavery of not believing that we are Americans. There was just as much of a mental effect on us in the 1960s and 70s and 80s, thinking that we weren't American as being slaves. You already had the legacy of slavery on you, but then you ran around as a free, quote unquote, person, still thinking that you are not free where you're from. And then when you peel back the layers and you find out not only are you the original, you are more of the original, you're more of the native than they are. So the person who's been telling you that you're not an American, that MFer ain't no American. See, we don't run around here like Africans. Africans, they want to view the white man as American and they want to view us as non-American. Africans cannot, and matter of fact, Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, people from Grenada, all of them, they don't want to see us as American, but they're absolutely fine with seeing the white man as American. It really rubs them wrong to see a black melanated person who is associated with America that they love so much. That's what they're doing. So we've been telling everybody, no, we're exactly who the hell we are. We've been checking folks who claim that they're anything other than. We understand you ain't going to put that jacket on us. FBA, once again, we don't wear no jackets from nobody. We wear our own. We do our own. We stand on our own. And that's just the way it's always going to be, whether you like it or not. And that's what exactly we're doing. Let me show y'all this right here to show y'all and to highlight how foundational Black Americans are the originals. Look at that last video you just seen. And I want you to contrast it by what I'm about to show you right now. Again, knowing who you are, knowing where you came from is a very powerful thing. This is why they're always trying to stop us. But man, let me tell you, it's a new era and we know exactly who the hell we are. And we know exactly where the hell we came from, because who we are is exactly where we came from. Foundational Black Americans, certified. Look at this right here, fam. This hammers home the point. You want to talk about a new generation? No longer are we running around here thinking we generic anything. We know we certified everything. Watch this.
Let's call my mom real quick and ask her where she come from and where her parents and her parents' parents come from. Mother.
Yes, daughter.
Happy birthday to you. Happy 75th birthday to you. Look, I got a quick question. I got to hurry and go to work. I got a quick question. We can't talk about all that on the video, but look, Mom, where are you from?
I was born in Newman, North Carolina.
And where grandma from?
Cottage Park, Georgia.
And where is her grandma, like her mom and her mom's mom and all of them from?
They were born in Georgia, but their roots was in, where they moved to was Louisville, Kentucky.
So what runs in our bloodline? Like what runs through our blood?
Cherokee.
Cherokee what?
And then?
Oh, so we ain't got African. Everybody down our bloodline was born in America.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I need to know. I'll call you back. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Let's call my mom real quick.
Damn. Sound like everything we've been saying for the longest amount of time. All that generic African, you can keep that, partner. Matter of fact, I don't give a damn what you do with it. It just can't come in my house. Let me tell you something. In my house, I don't have none of that energy. I don't want to hear about no African. I don't want to hear about no Congo. I don't want to hear about no Jamaica and Haiti. If that's what you feel and you choose, if that's the type of time you on, be on that time. I'm on certified Black American time. The real indigenous, the real natives, the real foundationals. If you feel me. One more time.
As to where she come from and where her parents and her parents' parents come from. Mother.
Yes, daughter.
Happy birthday to you. Happy 75th birthday to you. Look, I got a quick question. I got to hurry and go to work. I got a quick question. We can't talk about all that on the video, but look, Mom, where are you from?
I was born in Newman, North Carolina.
And where grandma from?
Cottage Park, Georgia.
And where is her grandma, like her mom and her mom's mom and all of them from?
They were born in Georgia, but their roots was in, where they moved to was Louisville, Kentucky.
Shout out to Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to the whole Kentucky. Shout out. That's where my family from. Much respect.
So what runs in our bloodline? Like what runs through our blood?
Cherokee.
Cherokee what?
And then?
Oh, so we ain't got African. Everybody down our bloodline was born in America.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
There you go. And that's what we've been telling them, family. We've been letting everybody know that, haven't we? Ain't that what we've been on? We've been telling everybody grandma won. Grandma done beat all that money that you've been trying to put on the table. You've been out here trying to fool us, and grandma done mop the floor with you. So that right there is the difference between thinking you somebody and knowing exactly who you are. It's a big difference between the two of them. When you know who you are, you get things done. When you get things done, you're living in time that we're living in right here today. I want to send a shout out to this individual right here, though, fam. Somebody posted this just the other day because they was talking about Miss Seals. And this is why we gatekeep, family, as I bring it back, double it up. This is why we gatekeep. A brother or sister, I'm not sure who's behind this account, posted this the other day, and it's an absolute real case study. Look at this, fam. This is what we mean. This is what we mean. They had posted this about Amanda Seals, and they said, she'll be talking ish about us by Saturday. And family, this is why brothers and sisters was like, nah, I'm not buying it. Nope, I'm not going for it. The rebranding is being exposed for exactly what it is. Rebranding. See, when you don't trust people, you actually go pretty far. You go pretty far not trusting people. Okay, that's the number one step to delineation is no trust. Trust your brother and your sister. Do not trust these people. Trust the receipts. Do not trust these people. You've seen the flip up. You've seen the switch up. And as immediately as that switch up occurs is as immediately as these individuals will change their talking points. Nobody is running around here trying to get FBA to just show up. They want everything from you. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you operate, and the way you function. So we've been putting it into that clear as day, ain't we? Yes, the hell we have. And let me make this also clear for the fam. The difference between this generation and the previous generations is paperwork. We go where the paperwork go. If your paperwork is clean and it checks out, then we all good. If your paperwork is dirty, then we ain't good. And these people got some real dirty paperwork, and that's exactly why we're exposing them. For those who didn't see the beginning of this broadcast, I showed everybody where Amanda Seals told us the opposite of what that lady's grandmother or mother had said. that we, as found out, I'm not sure she said grandma or mother, that we as FBA, she said that we are not indigenous. That's not what the lady right there said. Nope, that's not what our elder said. Our elder said a different story. So which one is it? Which one could it be? I'm going to go with the actual person who's of the lineage. The lineage will do the talking in these streets, not the individual who's perpetrating the lineage. There's a big damn difference. So I want y'all to notice how Amanda Seals was saying that we are African, and all these other people have been saying we're African. And you seen the elder right there said that ain't the case. The elder said, hail to the no. The elder said, oh, no, you got it tangled and twisted. You got it all bad. We are the original people, and that's how it will always be and will always, go down our way. And when I tell everybody that, when I say that they're stealing talking points, fam, there's somebody out there that we've been questioning his lineage for a long time. And I think I got a massive receipt on this individual's lineage. Let's talk about Eric Adams, because there was rumors that Eric Adams in New York, a lot of people were saying that Eric Adams was a non-foundational Black American. Some people said he was, some people said he wasn't, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. These people, like we said, there's a multi-million-dollar thing where they're trying to combine us. Let me show y'all this right here. And remember, we go with what the receipts say, and we damn sure going with the elders, not the olders. Look at this right here. Y'all see he's out there low-key trying to have a African diaspora meeting with Black folks. Watch this.
Administration, and I wanted to make sure, that we would make history here and now when we appointed the first African commissioner in Asada Kamara. She's holding down our international appeal. She's opened the doors to the continent. She has developed relationships with African countries. We have never had this level of reciprocal agreement between two countries. And when I go back to Africa in November to visit several African countries, I'm going to bring back the spirit and energy of the African diaspora that's here in America. We will never be divided.
There you go, fam. He's just letting you know the orders. He's letting you know the orders. He about to go over there in November and come back on some we all African. Then he says we'll never be divided. See, this is what it is.
And so at Ghana Fest, I want to say thank you. Thank you for what you have done for the administration.
There you go, y'all. There you go. Expect Eric Adams here around, I'll say, Thanksgiving to come over here wearing a damn dashiki.
In November, to visit several African countries, I'm going to bring back the spirit and energy of the African diaspora that's here in America. We will never be divided.
There you go. Tether all damn day, every which way. So you see him already trying to kick the Tether vibes, and this is what you're doing. Now you're starting to see Tethers trying to get in where they fit in. Like we said, fam, Tethers are trying to find refuge. All right, so you got refugees trying to find refuge. And you got to watch them because they're up to a hell of a lot of different things. But they've been getting a lot of things cut off, and things ain't really working in their favor at all, right? Nothing's going good for a Tether. It's been a terrible year for a Tether. So when you start seeing people like Eric Adams pop up and start talking about Ghana Day, he's going to go back to Africa. You've seen a bunch of them other Tethers talking. And if you notice, that whole thing that you've seen, that Jubilee thing with Amanda Seals, if y'all notice, a lot of that, those were Tethers. Those are non-Black Americans. So you're going to have the Tether that's going to be the Democrat, and then you're going to have the Tether that's going to be the Republican. They're going to be jumping back and forth, okay? Notice this, and let me show you what I've seen. Amanda Seals was talking about how her mother came and got basically green cards for her whole family. Yeah, watch this right here, family. Listen to this. She said her mom got green cards for all of these different people. Green cards that are being cut off today. Watch this.
Yes, people will be able to still come over here on work visas and school visas, but for you as a married person to no longer be able to bring your spouse over in America and get a green card, that is a huge change. And shout out to my mother. My mother got 9 people green cards.
Oh, wow. Wow.
My mother came
Very
over here.
familiar with this whole process.
Yes, my mother came over here on a work visa. She was able to get her husband a green card and every member of my family a green card.
Oh, wow.
So
damn, 9 green cards. I ain't even know you can get that many. See what I'm talking about? This is Tether stuff, fam. This is not FBA. Listen, if that's what you're going to be, that's what you're going to be. There ain't nothing wrong. Be you. But don't be that 9 green cards. She said, my mama got this green card, got a husband green card, and all these different people. And then turn around and try to talk on my reparations and catch yourself talking to these tethers.
America and get a green card. That is a huge change. And shout out to my mother. My mother got 9 people green cards.
Oh, wow. Wow.
My mother came
Very
over here.
familiar with this whole process.
Yes, my mother came over here on a work visa. She was able to get her husband a green card and every member of my family a green card.
Oh, wow.
So
this to me just seems kind of like hater activity because...
Damn, that's a hell of a lot of green cards, y'all. That's a hell of a lot of green cards. So when you see that with all them damn green cards, then you understand right there why you get that. This is what we mean. You can't sit there and try to talk to these different people on behalf of foundational Black Americans, but however, at the same exact time, you're running around here kicking that rhetoric that is clear as day on the side of the dominant society, because you rely on them green cards. Them same immigrants that she was talking to, fam, them same immigrants are getting them same green cards that she is over here fighting for. You can see it. That is another position. But the main thing that they've been doing, and this is a very, very pivotal thing, y'all, they've been trying to make her the spokesperson for Black American issues because there has been a public relations issue. The Democrats are no longer seen as the people who behold the Black American community. So they're trying to find different ways of sneaking us back onto the plantation. One of the main things that they do when they want to sneak us to a plantation is that they keep overly putting somebody's ideologies on Black Americans or getting Black American ideologies on them. Have y'all noticed in the last few days, especially after that debate, they've been trying to make it look like reparations is a Democratic policy. Now, you know, like I know, the Democrats openly came out and said they don't support reparations. If you're looking for the political party that supports reparations, I'm here to tell you the Republicans and the Democrats both deny reparations. They both do. This is why we sit on the couch for both their asses. But if you notice that the Republicans have been extra crazy trying to use liberal terminologies for Black American policies and Black American tangibles, reparations being the main one. They're going overboard now. Now they keep saying things like reparations is something the Democrats want. No, the hell they don't. Reparations is something that woke society wants. No. And remember, woke means Black to them. So this is a sneaky way, and I believe that the Democrats and the Republicans have been working in cahoots and collaboration to try to get us to fall for that. Never allow these people to make reparations about Democrat or Republican, because we've been seeing what happens when Democrats own the racial conversation. The reason why we've been in the position that we've been in socially and politically is because the individuals that are seen as the crusaders against white supremacy are the Democrats. They're a part of white supremacy. How the hell can a member of white supremacy be the crusader against it? We go back so far is because the Democrats have been perpetrating to be the representatives of us. Your representation is very, very strong. And what's beautiful about us in this era is we represent ourselves. Everything is about self. I cannot stress that enough. You have to represent yourself. So the fact that the Democrats now are trying to make it look like we're the reparations party, we're the tangible party. No, the hell you're not. The Democrats and the Republicans don't get along on any subject, but the one subject they get along on is both of them oppose us. So you've seen Ben Shapiro, he's been running around here, and he's going on this hyper thing to try to associate Black Americans with the Democratic Party. Okay, look at that. Woke Jubilee Host. You know what that really means? That means Black person, Black American, because woke means Black. So they've been sending him out here, and he's been putting out all these statements where he's trying to go overboard with connecting Black American policies to the Democratic plantation. The thing about it is that he probably agrees with the Democrats more than we do, but that's not how the system works. That is irrelevant to the system. Now they're trying to make it look like, oh, they're all on the same page. Y'all look at this right here. He goes on this whole spiel about how Amanda Seals is basically representing all of us and how the Democrats are trying to give Black Americans money and how the Democrats are the ones who are really fighting for the rights of Black people. The reason why you see this happening is because two supremacists both want us on somebody's plantation. That's how they do it. By the way, fair use is about teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use. Y'all watch this right here. This is exactly what we mean. Watch the play and how they're trying to spin it.
What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor?
You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
Okay, so literally no response, just bizarre buzzwords in some way. The fact that somebody got a subsidized education to get an African-American studies degree at Columbia University, master's, with a
African-American studies. He immediately starts coming out, associating us with African America, associating her with Black Americans. That's a denounced term that we don't represent. She is not a Black American, and everything that he's saying, quite frankly, is a farce, and it does not add up. Watch how he continues.
Specialty in hip hop. Clearly, that has not made anybody particularly smarter. The Seals, who honestly I was really not all that aware of. She was an actress who starred in the HBO comedy series Insecure, which is a comedian who did a supposed comedy special called I Be Knowin' in 2019. She was also one of the co-hosts of the syndicated daytime talk show, The Real. Now, when I say that higher education turns out folks like Amanda Seals, I mean she graduated from SUNY Purchase and got a master's degree in African-American studies with a concentration in hip-hop from Columbia University. Hard to think of a more useless degree than that, but somehow she has parlayed that into fame and fortune. At least it hasn't hurt her. It didn't educate her much because she really doesn't know much. So she was on Jubilee. Jubilee is kind of this fun YouTube channel. I've done it before, where you sit there and then you are surrounded by a bunch of people who disagree with you, and they run in and they disagree with you. You have these kind of little short debates. Some of them are fun, some of them are dumb, some of them are ridiculous. But she did not acquit herself well. She went up against a young man named Matt Nuclear, who was talking about reparations, and she clearly...
Freeze. That guy right there, that Angolan dude, the Democrats right now are trying to smear that guy, and the Republicans are trying to elevate him. They're trying to turn him into their favorite tether. That's what they're doing now with that Angolan guy, okay? Watch how he starts praising him, and they're making him look like a prodigy. So you're basically seeing the Republicans adopt an African tether with a conservative ideology. This is what they've been doing.
He does not know what she is talking about.
You can give everyone here like a $50,000 check, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently. A $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% to 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there.
Remember, they're talking about Black American crime statistics, and neither one of them are Black Americans. But watch his response.
If facts do lie, you can't even have a discussion. Right? If the argument is that all data are skewed, then you're just going to yell at each other. Because otherwise, how do you even have a common basis, in fact, to have a discussion? This is what she learned with her hip-hop degree from Columbia University. Very, very, by the way, just comment on the outfit. What happened to the rest of her shirt? She has a collar, but I'm not sure what happened to her shirt. Very weird. The cleaners did a bad job here. In any case, she then continued with this young man. And the question was, is there systemic racism against black people? And again, she just gets owned because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. What? No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth. There's no.
Notice, family, I want y'all to notice, again, a whole conversation in FBA is not even a part of that. Foundational Black Americans aren't even part of that, but they sitting there talking about foundational Black Americans. And he keeps trying to associate her as our spokesperson, her with reparations, her with everything that's going on. This is why we've been sitting there saying she does not represent us. No matter what she said in the conversation, I don't give a damn. But what they're doing now is they're trying to take that Angolan person and big him up like he's their representative now. Like, okay, like that's going to be the person that brings the truth to the situation. That's going to be the individual that makes clarity of it all. No, the tethers right now, notice, fam, you got the tethers that run to the Democrat white man, and then you got the tethers that run to the Republican white man. But they both are running to the white man. This is exactly what they've been doing. It's an old tactic that they've been using for the longest amount of time. This is why every time you turn around, if you look, Ben Shapiro keeps making these posts and he keeps bigging up that Angolan kid because he's talking the talk. See, tethers understand When you come here to America, pick a side. What side do you want to be on? Okay. See, he understands he can't go one-on-one with us. So he's got to push it off on his tether and then the other tether. So it's a tether and a supremacist, and FBA ain't even involved in the situation. Okay. So this is why they've been trying to make it look like foundational Black Americans are on one page and everybody else is on the other. This is nothing more than exactly what we talk about. And remember, like we said, y'all, woke really means Black. So they can't try to pull nothing on us to make it look like, well, you know, he's one of us now. No. And notice that he wouldn't use the term woke when he's referring to that tether, because simply everything that he's saying about Black Americans, he could say about that tether if you're associating them in the same atmosphere. But you're not, because the tether knows to come over here and play the W man's game. That's exactly what the tether's doing. He says, let me come over here. Let me play the W man's game. Let me make it all make sense, and we can all be friends. But family, they've been running around here now, and they've been trying to big up that guy because he's been adopted by the dominant society. That's what's been happening. Let me show y'all. Okay, he's out there making lives. He's talking about he did something heroic. I'm telling y'all, they're parading him around, the Angolan tethered teenager. They're parading him around because they feel that he got rid of Amanda Seals and he got rid of the Black American talking points. We see exactly what you're doing there, Shapiro. Watch this right here, family. This is what I mean. Now, this is on his broadcast, and he brings the tether on there. So basically, they can have a parade about how he defeated Black America. Watch this. Even though Amanda Seals ain't Black American. Watch this right here. Fair use.
Me and you. I remember when I was the 18-year-old phenom, now 41.
Hold up. There they go. Checkmate. Here we go.
So tell me, what exactly is happening among your peer group that is leading young men in particular, and also young Black men in specific, to move toward President Trump?
I think just the truth. I think I'm going over that.
Why are Black men moving towards President Trump? This is what he said, y'all. He said, tell me why young Black men like yourself are moving towards Donald Trump, using a tether to tether Black Americans onto Donald Trump and give the Republicans a boost. Like I said, using FBA grassroots muscle to fuel the Republican Party the same way they use FBA grassroots muscle to fuel the Democratic Party. And it's brought to you by Shapiro.
18-year-old phenom, now 41. So tell me, what exactly is happening among your peer group that is leading young men in particular, and also young Black men in specific, to move toward President Trump?
I think just the truth. I think going over data, going over the facts, understanding what is going on in America, understanding that the Democratic Party has been consistently lying to us and not giving us the truth on how to fix the issues within the Black community. Elected a Black president, right? Barack Obama, the majority of Americans that were white voted for him. This country is not a majority racist country whatsoever. So when we see all of those facts and we see these disparities that still exist, we have to say that there's some other reason for these disparities other than just discrimination, because this is kind of like a presupposition that I think the left has a lot of the time, is which if you see disparities between these ethnic groups, there must be some sort of discrimination. And so what I really
freeze. Listen what he said. He said, y'all had Barack Obama and Kamala Harris to Republicans as Black again. Okay. This is what they're doing. They're using this Angolan teenager, Angolan tether teenager. Okay. So this ATT, they're using this ATT so they can end up making it look like he's leading the grassroots. He's leading Black America. He's leading us back to the Republican Party. And the same exact reason why the Democrats were using Amanda Seals to make it look like she was leading us to the Democratic Party. You got Amanda Seals, a tether, and then you got Shapiro, a supremacist, and both of them are hijacking the FBA grassroots movement, trying to get us to go to their political parties, not knowing that we ruin both of those political parties, not knowing that we run America, and not knowing that ain't no AT&T Angolan tether teenager going to sway this FBA movement because he just got here last night on an inner tube. Tethers ain't got no muscle. And this is what they're doing. And he's coming with all the same talking points.
Was the 18-year-old phenom, now 41.
And he called him, he said he's an 18-year-old phenom. Listen to what he said. He said that guy is an 18-year-old phenom. That's what they're trying to move him as.
in you. I remember when I was the 18-year-old phenom, I'm now 41. So tell me, what exactly is happening among your peer group that is leading young men in particular, and also young black men in specific, to move toward President Trump?
I think just the truth. I think going over data, going over the facts, understanding what is going on in America, understanding that the Democratic Party has been consistently lying to us and not giving us the truth on how to fix the issues within the black community. Elected a black president, right? Barack Obama, the majority of Americans that were white voted for him. This country is not a majority racist country whatsoever. So when we see all those facts and we see these disparities that still exist, we have to say that there's some other reason for these disparities other than just discrimination, because this is kind of like a presupposition that I think the left has a lot of the time, in which if you see disparities between these ethnic groups, there must be some sort of discrimination. And so what I really wanted to ask her as well, I did mention the median household income of East Asians. I wanted to ask her, are the East Asians oppressing the white people? Is that how they make more?
There you go. Every single supremacist talking point brought to you by the main players on the losing side. And it ain't been working because brothers and sisters been checking him. But this is what I mean by tethers, fam. We call out tethers all the way across the board. You're going to have the tethers who are going to bow down to the Republicans, the Angolan tether teenager right there. And then you're going to have the tethers that are going to bow down to the Democratic Party. Both of them are going to be doing the bidding of both sides. But let me go ahead and tell you, Shapiro, the way the game go, okay, is that trying to spin FBA foundational Black American grassroots energies to the Republicans, that not only will not happen, that'll never happen, because we are in full control over it. As a matter of fact, we're so in control over it that we absolutely smash all of the thoughts and all of the false statements that you make. So quite frankly, you ain't nothing but a peasant in the world in which foundational Black Americans run everything, certified. And then on top of that, all of these little tethers that you've been trying to use, we done got rid of tether energy anyway. It's almost as if the Republicans are just now figuring out, wow, I can go get some tethers. The Democrats been using them. And this is all a result of deportations. Deportations started making tethers run all over the place. So the Republicans said, let me go get me a couple tethers. The Democrats said, let me go get some tethers. And all the tethers and all the supremacists and all the Shapiro hoes all get G-checked by yours truly and foundational Black Americans. Easy work, done deal. Y'all look at this. Brothers and sisters have been regulating full time and ain't none of that stuff got off the ground. None of that stuff done got off the ground because we know exactly who you are. And this is the reparations generation. And you can send out any dusty, rusty, and always musty tether, and it's still going to end up the same way. You're going to be broke. You're going to be a joke. Your inner tube can't float, and you ain't got no damn deodorant. Watch this.
This is literally the one thing I forgot to say in my video. So since I cannot pin this comment, I'm gonna make a video about it. Most of these Black people are Black immigrants cosplaying as Black Americans. Prime example, this young man right here. Amanda Seals was debating with this young man, not interrupting him at all, but she started asking him at one point, where are you from? Where did you spend the most of your life? Where were you born? And I knew exactly where she was going with it when she started asking this question. Because he was answering the question. He said, oh yeah, I was raised in Maine. Population, Black people population being very low in Maine. So yeah, that explains a lot. But then he proceeded to say that he was born in like Angola. I forgot where his parents are from, but his parents are from Angola and he was born in Angola. So So you're an immigrant and your parents are immigrants. And I'm not trying to do a whole diaspora conversation, but we all know, Black Americans know how Black immigrants talk about Black people. And I'm not even talking about just on the internet. I've seen it in person multiple times, how a lot of them are raised to believe Black Americans are lazy. Black Americans, you know, are victim mindset, you know, racism, and they believe in racism, and white people are just doing X, Y, and Z to them. And if they work hard enough, they could make it to where we all know what those conversations are like. And I've heard them in person. So I know for sure. So Jubilee bringing in these Black immigrants to talk about how racism isn't real, white supremacy isn't real, we don't need reparations, we need to work harder. I feel like all that is strategic. I really do. I really do. And I feel like Jubilee needs to be canceled. It should have been canceled.
There you go. Absolutely, it's strategic. And that's what we've been saying. This is all contrived. All contrived, fam, is some type of means to get you to vote for one of those plantations. This is really what it is. They want the Black folks to say, okay, well, I agree with the Republicans. Let me go vote for them. This is why Shapiro, if you notice, fam, Shapiro used this as a situation to get Black Americans to go vote for Donald Trump. And all the liberals are trying to use this as a situation to get you to go vote for them in the midterm elections. You see it. I see it. You damn right it's contrived.
So Jubilee bringing in these Black immigrants to talk about racism isn't real, white supremacy isn't real, we don't need reparations, we need to work harder. I feel like all that is strategic. I really do. I really, really do. And I feel like Jubilee needs to be canceled. It should have been canceled after the last few episodes. But to bring these people in with their preconceived notion of Black people and the Black experience, I feel like that was definitely on purpose. And Jubilee needs to be canceled.
Let me tell you how it goes. It don't even matter because we don't rock with none of that anyway. Let me say this, okay? Shout out to that sister, but I'm going to take it a step further, all right? We don't give a damn about that stuff being canceled because that stuff don't move nothing. Fam, the only thing that's moving America is FBA. All right. This isn't a time frame where we sit back watching any of that and giving two damns. We don't give two damns, a half a damn. We don't give a FUCK. None of that's moving us. That ain't getting nothing going because we right here breaking it all the way down. And brothers and sisters are calling out Amanda Seals. We calling out Shapiro. We calling out the whole damn thing. That ain't move nothing. These are nothing more than political ploys. The midterms are coming up. They about to swing back around, so they got to come up with these things. These are nothing more than campaign situations where they're trying to campaign for whoever, wherever they want. That's what that is, fam. And we know it. We see it. We watch it. We observe it. Foundational Black Americans are on code more than ever. So if you notice, Shapiro was using his tether to try to spin it to say, why y'all voting for Donald Trump? And then the Democrats been out here trying to cape for Amanda Seals saying, well, she's a liberal. And then both of them have been using these terminologies, making it look like foundational Black American policies or ideologies that are birthed from the Democratic Party. Our policies, our agendas, and our ideologies are not birthed from the mind of liberals, not at all. And as a matter of fact, Black Americans will never be anything politically until we quit getting ironed and branded by liberal policies. Malcolm X Ben talked about this. Until Black Americans have absolute pure autonomy away from the liberal policies, we'll never be anything politically. And if you notice, we've been moving politically because we shut down those liberals, those Democrats, and Team Blue. Team Blue is over with. And you also got to stop these individuals who come around here and they make these statements saying they're not Democrats. Because like we said, they're really just disgruntled Democrats who don't really want to say anything. They don't really want to talk it. And if you've been noticing, fam, watch how it's been going a little further than that. The whole Smithsonian thing. Let me tell you this. And I made this tweet the other day and it went super, super crazy. If you're so upset because Donald Trump right now is talking about moving slavery and everything that went on with slavery out of the Smithsonian. And a lot of people are saying they're upset by that. A lot of people are angry about it. But here's what I'm going to say. If you're so angry and you have so much outrage about Donald Trump removing slavery out of the Smithsonian, then you need to go ahead and make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum from my good brother, Tariq Nasheed. I'm tired of these people only sponsoring liberal-based Black policies, liberal-based Black museums. Every single thing that they proclaim, purport, and profess to be about us always has a liberal tag on it, a liberal barcode. They talk about white supremacy so much and how bad it is, but whenever the Black grassroots has a solution, they don't want it. They always talk about how bad other political parties are and how white supremacist they are, but whenever foundational Black American and the grassroots have a situation and a solver to it, they don't want it. They only want us to combat supremacy through the lenses of a liberal, but a liberal is a supremacist, so that takes you nowhere, all right? Go and make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum. Remember that, y'all. They want to come up with all these things and perpetrate because they're frauds. They want to be fraudulent and fake and phony and make it look like they're doing all these things on behalf of Black Americans, but in reality, it's only on behalf of the liberals. And to Donald Trump, and these are a lot of the Republicans have been running around here, and Donald Trump, he wants to bring down everything that's about slavery in the Smithsonian. However, Donald Trump wants to keep up all of the Confederate statues. So you see both sides are supremacists, and Donald Trump has to placate to his supremacist base. However, foundational Black Americans have to placate to nobody. Same way we apologize to nobody. We out here playing chess and we make chess moves. So you can get rid of whatever you want in the Smithsonian. But let me tell you about the Smithsonian. That's a bunch of liberal BS anyway. You're going to go there. They're going to say slavery was bad. Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King saved the day. And there's been no more racism. Don't believe all these liberal things because liberals will talk all this stuff. He's getting rid of the Smithsonian, but they don't support anything that we do. Oh, he's so racist, but they don't ever do anything when they have the power to combat it. So we don't give a damn about the Smithsonian. We're more about FBA grassroots sponsored things. We don't give a damn about MAGA. We're about FBA grassroots sponsored thing. And if you ain't talking our talk, and I'm talking 100% our talk, I'm not talking about with a blue twist. I'm not talking about with a fucking red twist, excuse my language. I'm talking about direct, independent FBA, then you can get the hell out the way. No longer are you going to see something that says black, and then when you look at the tag, it says brought to you by the liberals. That's the liberal policy. No longer are you going to see something that says black, and then it says brought to you by MAGA. This is why I tell people all the time, we have completely ushered out the old energy and we've ushered in new energy. What's the old energy, ladies and gentlemen? The old energy is foundational Black American existence being brought to you by one of those political parties. The new energy is F both of those political parties. And when we solely move away from those, then you get things done. And that's why we've been getting so much stuff done. It's because we moved away from them. But soon as that comes out, y'all, guess who they got? They got another tether speaking on FBA business. Okay, that Abby Phillips. Where is she from? Where's she from? I know she's a tether. I know she's non-FBA. But look, Trump intensifies unprecedented attacks on nations' museums. Really? Unprecedented? This is where we're going with the language? Really? She comes out and they have a whole conversation about this, and it goes back to what we say. That's all political jargon between y'all. If it ain't moving FBA in the right direction with policy, we don't care. But watch this right here, fam. Another tether. So this is tether number 3 speaking on FBA.
My personal view is slavery.
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Was a reprehensible. My personal view is slavery was a reprehensible institution. I agree with your words that it was our original sin. We also fought a war to eradicate it and to get over it as a country. And that was a necessary thing that happened, and a lot of people died. And in our museums, what defines us? Are we going to be defined by the worst moment or the worst institution or the worst mistake we ever made? Or are we going to be defined by what we've done moving forward to get over it and to become the greatest nation on the earth? My belief is that he wants to look at these museums, not because he wants to do away with the idea that slavery occurred, but that he wants to ask a very simple question. Are we going to present ourselves as being exceptional or not? And I think he believes there is an effort by some to continue to try to define us from our worst moment instead of try to focus and define us based on our best moments, which started when we eradicated slavery and began to move forward as the light of the world. And so that's what I think.
Museums, that's what makes us an exceptional nation, is because they tell the history and the story of our country. And therefore, you know, these horrible, horrific moments in our history, the original sin, as Abby talked about, when it comes to slavery, has, you know, we of course did eradicate it, but look where we've come today. And I think those museums, like to your point, make America exceptional. And in museums all around the world that document atrocities, whether it be, you know, from Nazi Germany to eradicating slavery here in the United States, you have to learn the lessons of the past, and to deny it is to defend it.
I don't think he's denying it. And Bachi may want to comment on this as well. But I think what he wants to ask is a simple question. As we present our history, are we spending most of our time focused on something terrible? Or are we going to spend more time as we enter our 250th anniversary focused on what this country has done to improve the lives of every single person who lives here? We are the light of the world for a reason, because we're an improving commodity.
What the hell did that have to do with anything about us, family? That had nothing to do with foundational Black Americans at all. And this is what I mean. You can never, and I mean this, fam, never allow your political sentiments to be confused or to be hijacked by a political party. Never. Because whenever it gets hijacked by a political party, it's going to get lost in political jargon. All right. And that is a tactic. A lot of people don't understand that's a tactic. It's a stall tactic. That's one of the things that they love to do. And what we're going to do right here, and I mean this, fam, as a foundational Black American pillar, what we're going to do is that we're going to maintain independence politically and socially for our lineage. And we're going to disallow them from taking our lineage and turning it into a political issue, because that's what they're doing. Right now, they see that we are a lineage without a political home. We're a lineage without a political plantation. And this country was built on Black Americans being on a plantation. And I'm talking about literally and figuratively. And this last election really disrupted them. It made them very, very uneasy. It made them very, very insecure, very, very lost. They don't know the next step that we're going to do politically. See, whenever they had us under their grips and confined, they were able to control us no matter whatever we did. Now, the fact that we're making our own decisions, and that's what it all goes back to. Remember, fam, me, myself, and I, it's all about us. We make our own steps. We go in our own direction, and we go with our own determinations. Everything we're doing is on our own. So when you lose the ability to control foundational Black Americans, and you can no longer keep foundational Black Americans going in that direction or that direction, and we're moving on our own accord and we're going on our own path, walking our own destiny, that's truly never been done in America. It's truly never been done. How do you know this? Go back to slavery. We were genuinely, literally on the plantation. Go to Reconstruction. We built things and they came and destroyed them. Go to the Civil Rights era. We started doing it. They started coming up with all these different laws. They start dropping white stuff in our neighborhoods in the 80s. Foundational Black Americans, for the first time, are moving straight path. What they want to do is come pull some Black Wall Street, but they understand that it end up with a black eye on all of them. So they don't want to do that. So now what do you got to do? You got to try to make it look like what we're saying is a byproduct of a political party. If you notice, they've been trying to forge our political ideologies, policies, and beliefs onto a political party. One person's trying to say that Black American ideology leans to the Republicans. Someone else is trying to say that it leans to the Democrats. Both of those are wrong. It doesn't lean anywhere. It walks straight to the damn bank. That's where it goes. So now they're in the process of trying to forge us back on the plantation, and they're coming up with a bunch of reverse psychology means to do so. So you see them trying to talk about this Angolan teenager and asking him about Black Americans when this man is a dusty, rusty, and always musty tether. He's disqualified, null and void. Don't mean nothing. That ain't gonna work, Shapiro. And then you got everybody else trying to talk about the Smithsonian, and they're bringing out Abby Phillips, who's from Trinidad, and they're trying to make us look like, damn, we got to go in that direction as well. That ain't going to work. Everything they're doing isn't going to work. You can't brand somebody and say they're a Black American, because that's what they're really trying to do, fam. They're trying to say, you see what that Black American said? That Black American's a Democrat. Y'all Democrats, ain't you? Reparations really is from the Democrats. Black Americans love the Democrats. It's kind of funny that the Republicans lightweight want us to be Democrats again, when last year they were trying to get us not to be Democrats, because there's an understanding. You take 4 or 5 W's, and then you can go get you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 COONs. And they want 3 COONs for every W. That's what they want. So family, they ended up sending out Abby, and Abby came back. This lets you know, fam, what they're doing. After the interview, Abby went and did a whole personal thing. I've never seen this, fam. After the cameras quit rolling off air, she went back and had a whole different segment by herself so she can undo what was said during the interview, because I don't think she liked the way it turned out. Watch how they had to step up the propaganda. And I say that in a good means, family, because what that means is that nothing's working for either party. So they got to do part 2s, 3s, and 4s. Watch this.
We were having a discussion on the show about Trump's attempts to influence parts of American culture, like the Smithsonian, like the Kennedy Center, and the arts, when suddenly the conversation turned to slavery and race. And Jillian argued that everything in the culture has become now about race.
By the way, fam, it didn't suddenly go that way. The damn scripture at the bottom of the screen said slavery. Okay, so no, it didn't turn that way on accident. You're lying, Abby. Abby, you're lying, okay? You know you're damn lying. You know that was set up to talk about slavery.
The conversation turned to slavery and race, and Jillian argued that everything in the culture has become now about race.
He's not whitewashing slavery. So he's not. No, okay. he's not. And you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does.
Then what really shocked all of us at the table was that she seemed to try to be minimizing the impact of racism and slavery on American history.
Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans own slaves?
It was a system of white supremacy.
You realize that slavery is thousands of years old? Do you know who in America was the first race to try to end slavery?
That's an incredibly misleading statistic, because even the Americans who did not own slaves also participated in slavery by benefiting from the economic system of slavery, the political system of slavery, and culturally treating Black people as if they were not human. But Jillian didn't acknowledge any of those things, and that, I think, is really what shocked so many of us at the table. Since then, she's doubled down, and she's even said that she had reached out to the White House before coming on the show to ask them about which Smithsonian exhibits they wanted to dispute. She acknowledged that none of the talking points provided by the White House, according to her, had to do with slavery, and yet she still decided to downplay it at the Newsnight table. Fast forward a couple of days later, and now President Trump is actually also downplaying slavery, suggesting that the Smithsonian talks about it too much and overemphasizes the negative of slavery in the context of American history.
Fam, oh man, she full of it. Boy, she full of it all the way live. Let me say this, and I know y'all gonna agree. Y'all gonna agree. Okay, let me make this crystal clear. We're beyond all of those conversations. What the hell are these people talking about? We don't give a damn about none of that. We don't give a damn. We don't give two F's about none of that. We beyond all that stuff. Y'all want to sit here and think that in 2025, when foundational Black Americans are operating and functioning on code, we about to get reparations. We trying to have a conversation about who was the first one to start slavery. Where did slavery really begin? Man, there was 1988 conversation. You may go back to 1988 and go get some random Negro off the street to have that debate, but you ain't debating with nobody. Oh, you must think that we still gonna debate. The debates are over, y'all. We're not sitting here debating on who started slavery and who else had slavery. Are we really African Americans? These are old, outdated things that they're trying to bring back to the table. Notice, y'all, Amanda Seals comes out and has a 20 conservative debate, and they're debating a bunch of things that we've already case closed. And then right after that, Donald Trump starts talking about the Smithsonian and slavery and things that we've already case closed. Then this Julian looks like a dude, Michael's, whatever the hell her name is, or Michael Julian. She comes out and starts talking about slavery again, things that we've already case closed. This is a stall tactic. This is to get us to go backwards. This is to get foundational Black Americans to start having debates that we already won, y'all. Things ain't up for debate. Let me tell you something. I've been saying this for the longest amount of time. Don't have nobody have you debating things that are undebatable. We're not sitting here talking about things. You know why? Because they want you to debate. The next step of being able to not stop somebody is to stall somebody. They want us to have conversations and debates about things that we've been on. You know why this generation has accomplished more in 5 years than they did in the last 50? It's because we quit debating. That's why. They want to come and say, well, you know, slavery, get the hell out of here. All right, yeah, have some mayo, Miracle Whip, and sit down. I don't give a damn. Where my money? That's what it is, y'all. Our whole energy has shifted. We're not in these endless debates. Supremacy wants you to be in an endless debate. Because if you in an endless debate, then you ain't gonna get no money. Fam, you tell me the first person, the only person you've ever seen debate all day and still get money. Debating don't bring you money. Debating brings you a waste of time and energy and effort. We're not here to waste time, energy, and effort. I want my damn money. And if debating is going to get in the way of my money, then it's over with. Fam, we've already put it all to the end. Fam, let me tell you something. We have identified there's nothing you can say, no fact that you can present, or anything you do that will ever change a mind that is anti-Black American. See, back in the old days, Black folks thought that they were still going to do it. Be honest with you, this ended with the Black Lives Matter movement. Black Lives Matter was pretty much the last time that I was going to sit back, we were going to sit back and watch anybody debate anymore. Because remember, Black Lives Matter used to run up on white folks and be like, why you don't like me? You don't like me because I'm a Black woman? You tell me why we can't be friends. Tell me why you don't love me. I'm a human like you. I'm a friend like you. You don't think that they don't know that you're a human like them? They know. They don't give a damn. See, when you approach a situation with the belief that somebody just doesn't understand, you've given them too much credit. See, what we do is we know that they understand. They're just anti-Black. See, anti-Black don't give a damn about facts. The only thing they care about is being anti-Black. Good. Understand it? Move on. They've already put their line in the sand. Here's my line in the sand. I'm not going to sit there and go back and forth with somebody. See, they want to give you the illusion, the mirage, that they just don't get it. I just don't understand. What do you mean racism? Do y'all know that they was doing that stuff during slavery? During slavery, they was like, what you mean racism? I'm not your master. I'm your friend. I make you pick cotton 15 times a day. The other plantation makes you do it 20 times a day. There's not a time in this country, since everybody want to give us history lessons about our history, let's go ahead and give them a real goddamn history lesson, because it's proven that FBA are the only ones who know what the hell we're talking about. These people know about supremacy more than anybody because they're the culprits of it. There you go. And tethers know about supremacy because tethers are the people who are puppets of it. A tether understands supremacy because they somehow magically come over here and know how to get in with supremacy. You don't know how to go to the door, to the window, back around the house, to the front of the house, and the side of the house of supremacy if you don't understand it. How come tethers know what to do and say to impress white folks if they don't understand supremacy? Tethers understand supremacy. They only understand it from a puppet side. The dominant society understands supremacy. They understand it from a culprit side. We understand supremacy from a rider, I don't give a damn, run up, get your ass done up side. You see the difference? You see the difference? So no, we're not debating with nobody. We're not going to have no back and forth with anybody. This is why we are where we are today, is because we put an end to all the pointless debates. To the point now, y'all, I'm not debating nobody about reparations. I'm still seeing people say, man, you know, let's have us a reparations roundtable. And I say, for what? For what? The hell I don't need a round table, a triangle table. I don't need a rectangle table. I don't need none of that. I want my money. How about that? How about I get in the car and drive to the bank and go ahead and make this damn deposit, get my goddamn bread? How about that? I'm not in here talking about a round table. I'm not here discussing, no. We deserve $22 trillion. And if you deduct it, you know how much money that I'm owed because you're the one who was the facilitator of the suppression and the oppression. All right. We move past that. So I stress that to everybody. Do not get caught in pointless, endless debates. If you catch yourself in a pointless, endless debate with a supremacist, you just wasted time that we don't have. This is what I mean about understanding the system of supremacy. This is what I mean right here, family. Do you really think you're going to debate your way out of a tether like this individual right here? You really think that you're going to have a conversation with this individual and she's going to walk away and say, y'all was right? No. So go ahead, check her and move on. Watch this.
Now, when it comes to Black Americans and their history, they love to claim that Black people outside of America did not experience slavery as they did. Let me just remind you, as a fellow Haitian, Haiti was the first Black country to be independent from slavery. Not only did Haiti help save Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia had influence on Panama's independence, but we also influenced movements in the South of America, like Gabriel Prosper's revolt and Nat Turner's rebellion. Haiti's impact was literally so big that the U.S. slave owners, especially in the South, refused to acknowledge our independence until the Civil War, after Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, meaning Black American history would not be the same without those influential individuals that shaped how your history was formed. As a Caribbean, we're not diminishing your history. Our history is literally intertwined. So for you to say that we are not all Black is insane. They've divided and conquered us. That's why we're fighting between ourselves, not against the oppressors. Now, when it comes to Black Americans and their history, they love.
Notice how she knew everything about our history? Notice how she just sat there and gave us a whole history lesson? Notice that, right? When it comes to Black Americans and their history, then how come whenever I ask y'all about, are you really Black and do you understand the system of supremacy, it turns into, I ain't know a Black girl got to America.
Now, when it comes to Black Americans and their history, they love.
There you go again. Listen to that. When it comes to Black Americans and their history, we're not letting nobody tell us about us. Okay, we're not letting anybody dictate to us. It's what we say. Bottom line, you don't like it, kick rocks. That's what it is, fam. We have a zero tolerance policy on the planet Earth for all human beings. You don't like it, get the hell out the way. We're not pleading, we're not begging, we're not explaining, we're not complaining, we're not apologizing because we don't owe none of that to anybody. But I'll tell you what, we're owed a check in which we will go get. And that's the main goal. We're not going to sit back years from now, fam, and say we could have got reparations, but we wanted to debate with people pointlessly. That was never going to change anyway. Okay. Understand this. The thought process that people are ever going to brighten up to the system, that's a process that is pointless. The thought process that people are ever going to turn around and say, well, that's true. No, they want what you got and they can't have it. Okay, so this is why it's so pivotal and so powerful what we're doing. And I'll tell you this all the time. And let me make this clear, y'all. And I got to say this, okay? Like Tupac said, I never had a record until I had a record, all right? What Pac say, when you get richer, they come to get you. Y'all know when we were sitting here, Certified Black Society, we got the best chat in the world. And y'all see how the numbers been racking up, right? Y'all see that we're the hottest thing in Black empowerment. We're the hottest thing in the world right here, Black Alpha Network, all of y'all, Certified Black Society. We didn't have all these haters until we started blowing up. When we were just sitting here, we was breaking down the system of supremacy. We was breaking down Black empowerment. We was sitting there making jokes. We was laughing. When we were grinding it out as a family, y'all, there was no haters out there. I'm here to tell y'all now, every single day, there's a new hater of all of y'all Certified Black Society, Black Alpha. I got stalkers, okay? Big grown-ass stalkers that live in their mama's basement, okay? And ain't sniffed a woman. Big grown stalkers, okay? This is what happens when you get success. Like Tupac said, when you get richer, they come to get you. I never had a record till I had a record. When we was just regular and we was out here going live on one day a week, Okay, when we were just putting in work, nothing. All these other people got 1,000 videos and less subscribers, fam. We only got a little over 400 videos, and half of them aren't even lives. Okay, so it's clear I done took over and we running the game. And the fact that I done took over and we running the game, haters is popping up out of everywhere. So you're going to start seeing everybody, but that comes with success. And it's the same exact thing. But this is why we get here and we put out that real energy. And this is why we put it down, y'all. You remember them days? Shout out to you, family. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate because y'all was with me the whole time. That's why, if y'all notice, if you listen to anybody else, I'm always talking family affairs. Y'all see, I'll put all my feelings on the table. You know, I'll be in my straight up Black American feels. I'm going to post my grandmother. I put up my baby picture. I put up y'all picture, family. Okay, we done it all on this channel, fam. Y'all know how we do. Nobody, and I mean nobody, and I say it with conviction, no disrespect, but all reality. There ain't no family like us, okay? And this is why I always reference this as a family. I done put up y'all family. We had sisters who passed away that people had sent me the photos, and we did full breakdowns, and we showed love and give flowers to people, okay? This is what we do here. That's what it's always been. From day one, I said, we gonna be a family, all right? Everybody else is just a channel, just a talker, just a speaker. Cool. We all of that, but we a damn family, all right? We like when you leave the house, with your mama, with your daddy, with your brother, with your sister, they say, we left together, we come out together, okay? If we went to the store together, we went somewhere, we gonna come home together. That's just how we are. And that's how I approach everything, fam. We gonna go out in this world together, and then we all gonna come home together. That's just what it is. When we get home, we're gonna do it as a family. That's what it is. We fall, we get up, we laugh, we cry. It don't matter. Everything, we're gonna go through all the emotion. If you don't go through the emotion, you ain't built for this work. We're gonna do it all. We're gonna cry straight up. We're gonna have tears, all right? And we're gonna get mad. And we're going to laugh, and we're going to roast. But we're going to do all of that as a family because the Black Alpha Network Certified Black Society is a damn family. And I believe, and I know for a fact, our family's better than everybody. But since we done took over this game, all of us right here on this channel, haters pop up left and right. I'm telling y'all, they're everywhere. But like Pac said, it come with success. So we welcome it. But remember, you ain't dealing with no peewees. You dealing with some real timers. Look at this right here, fam. This sister or this individual, she starts talking about what we talking about. But the reason why I said what I just said is because I want to highlight that no matter what people do, no matter what people say, every single story that comes, the sky's going to clear, storms going to come, but we all going to wake up tomorrow. We're going to be right back here, and we're going to break down every op, every tether, pack their bags up and send their ass home, and we will be the last one standing. Oh, we do everything with a purpose. The purpose is putting a foot in your and getting your ass the hell up out the way so we can get our reparations money and pass it down to the babies. Y'all look at this. This is what we mean when we say we doing our thing and everybody's watching us. Watch this. I believe this is an African individual. But notice her sentiments are echoed through exactly what we've been saying. So when I say that our impact is pivotal, when I say every single comment you guys leave in here and every single thing that we do, the world feels it, fam. You can't mess with energy. Watch this.
Even though I'm not Black American, but this whole diaspora war thing, I just had to say this. So hear me out. Y'all need to protect your peace, your attention, and your money. Because it seems like people in the diaspora look for you guys' anger and attention for clout. They really look at you guys for clout. I don't think you guys realize, you guys do realize this because I hear you talk about it, but I'm saying I'm not Black American. I'm saying from an outside point of view, you guys do make things viral. You guys do make things move. And I will say this my whole entire chest. Whatever Black Americans want to be popular will become popular. Either now or eventually it will happen. So a lot of people within the diaspora look at you guys' anger and attention as a way for clout. And you guys give it to them. And that's why I say, please protect your energy. That's literally what's happening with this Tyler situation.
Freeze. No the hell we don't. No the hell we don't. We don't give them no energy. Oh, you crazy. You crazy. What we tell people, fam, just because we roast you don't mean we give a damn. You better, nope, hell no, nope. I hear what you saying, all that nice and cool, gotcha. But you leaning on Miss Fufu side slightly. We don't give a damn about none of that. No. What we doing, we checking everybody and we laughing. Fam, don't let these people convince you that we out here losing sleep. How you lose sleep when you making these people break down? No the hell.
You guys said, fine. She doesn't want to carry awards. We'll make sure she won't have any. And now they're mad at you because of that. But I thought Black Americans didn't do anything. I thought Black Americans were lazy. I thought Black Americans weren't popular. I thought Black Americans didn't do anything. I thought y'all didn't make anything move. That's what they said about y'all. But the truth is, again, people in the diaspora know the intensity of you guys' influence. And it's crazy, especially being an African, when I hear other Africans call Black Americans ignorant. But when a white person says the same exact thing towards them, it's okay. I'm going to be honest, a lot of Africans don't know how to step to white people the same way they can step to Black Americans.
No. They know exactly how. They choose not to. There's a big difference. Oh, they know how. They trust me, fam. The Africans know exactly how. You step to each other. You step to each other. You know exactly how to do it. You just choose not to because you love massa. Don't get it tangled and twisted. You love massa too much to have that smoke.
Let's be honest. And I will say Africans are coons. I will say, I don't care what no one says. Not all of us, of course, but a lot of Africans are coons. And it comes back to our parents and our parents' anti-Blackness. And a lot of us had to unlearn the anti-Blackness that we learned in our homes. So again, the energy that they have for you, they will not have for the actual oppressor, which is a white person. Same thing for South Africans. The energy they have for Black Americans, they don't have for the Africans in their own home, in their own land, which is insane to me. So again, Black Americans, protect your energy, protect your attention, protect your money, because ours is projected to the wrong things. That's why we're not even helping our own homeland grow, our own homeland prosper.
We know that. That's what we've been saying the whole damn time. We know that they focus on FBA. That's what we've been saying the whole time. There's nothing new about any of that. Fam, do y'all know how crazy it is, though, with these people focusing on foundationals? It's funny, like we roast. And let me say this as well. Nobody at all. It's funny how, on one hand, fam, we sit there and we roast people and they talk about how our jokes are so mean and it sticks with them for the rest of their life. But then on the other hand, they tell us like we need to not be so whatever. Listen, we don't give a damn about none of that. When we roast, and it don't bother us at all. But let me show y'all this. This is how you are in the Mentos of all of these people. Family, they putting together compilations. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. This shows you how much these individuals thinking about FBA. When I say it's all eyes on us, it's all eyes on us. When I tell you, you come and you get yours and they come right behind, this is what we mean.
African American people. What is the culture? Bro, let me educate you.
Black Americans.
Black Americans.
With American Black people.
Black Americans.
Black Americans.
That Black Americans.
Black
Americans.
African American people. What is the culture? Bro, let me educate you.
Black Americans.
Black Americans.
With American Black people.
Black Americans.
Black Americans.
That Black Americans.
Black
Americans.
Damn. So who talking about who right now? Who's really upset with who? Who's more worried about the other than their own self? These people live every single moment focused on FBA and can't go nowhere. What does that tell you? That tells you that we run everything, and jealousy come along with it. Jealousy come right along with it. So watch and observe that these individuals can't stop thinking about foundational Black Americans, while in the meantime, in between time, foundational Black Americans are not worried about them. That's the difference between us, y'all. So damn, yeah, they out here talking about FBA. They think about FBA. They can't sleep without FBA. And that's exactly the way that it's always been. This ain't nothing new, fam. What I be saying, ain't nothing new under the sun, right? Well, there ain't nothing new under the sun because we know that everything that we doing has got that profound effect on them. And when I say profound effect, they can bring out tether number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, and FBA is going to be at every single corner checking them. Let me tell y'all, we check it before it gets started. I'm loving the checking. The checking is strong. We G-checking every damn thing. We G-checking and we regulating. That's exactly what it was. And notice when we start to institute the G-checking and the regulating, things started to change. As soon as we started to G-check everybody, people started getting act right. As soon as we started regulating everybody, they got in line. Nothing is changing other than foundational Black Americans is doing some rearranging. That's what it is. That's how it's going. And that's just the way it's always going to be. So keep talking about us. We ain't worried about you. When we was talking about the AT&T, the Angolan tether teenager, man, let me tell you something. Go ahead and try what you try, brothers and sisters. Shut all that down. This is exactly what I mean when I say we shutting it down, y'all. This is exactly what I mean. Shutting it down. You can't go nowhere. You can't say nothing. You can get whoever you want. There's going to be somebody checking them around every corner. Watch this.
Quickly and swiftly, I want to talk about that African kid that was on the panel with Amanda Seals, right? He admitted that this is from Africa. He was born in Cameroon or wherever he was born at, right? But see, this is the problem. We have these people come over here to our country, right? I don't know what this dude parents taught him, but he obviously has disdain for Black Americans. And what blows my mind is this. He's a conservative. So this is the double whammy with him, right? He's an African, right? Who already hates Black people. So the pipeline for him is to be a conservative. But this is what he don't understand. You are African, right? So you can't get on a panel and argue with a Black American about anything that's going on here because your perception of Black Americans is screwed from the jump. So you're disqualified, right? You also admitted.
That's what we be saying. Disqualified means we ain't listening. Means who give a damn what you got to say. That's what we doing, fam. Bring it in. Bring it all the way in. Tell these people to their face, you disqualified. I ain't listening. Move like the boss that you are and shut it down. We ain't got to talk back to nobody. You disqualified. Be quiet. Sit your ass down. We win. Ha ha.
That you was born in Africa and your parents was born in Africa. You are African American. You're not a foundational Black. Okay. You sat up there on that panel and you tried to talk to a foundational Black. She's on the left and I'm more of the center right. Okay. And I took offense to it, right? I never take up for Amanda because me and her don't agree on much, but we agree on this one thing. You are African. You're not Black. Okay. And I just want to make that clear for everybody that's watching this. You have Africans cosplaying Black Americans now. They in the movies. We got English cosplaying Black Americans. Now we have Africans born in Africa who could speak good because they went to a good school. Bless you, right? Cosplaying a Black man on the right. Let me tell you something about yourself, Mr. Africa. That's where you need to go back in politics. So quickly and swiftly.
That's where you need to go back in politics. I like what you said in the chat too. Disqualified and unqualified. Yep. That's how exactly it is. And it ain't changing from here out. That's how it goes, fam. We letting it be known. And we've been flexing our muscle. Remember, everything is about getting our muscle. And everything is about us winning. This is what I love. This is why I love talking to all of you guys. Because we have an energy. We got an energy of we ain't playing. Get the hell out of my way. And what I say goes. And if you look at that energy, fam, a lot of people don't have that because a lot of them ain't got the vibe to do it. They ain't got the strength to do it. We all got it. I be looking at y'all. Y'all be checking the hell out of people. You know, when you checking people, sometimes I be over here like, damn. I be over there like, damn, you getting them good. This is what it be. I be watching y'all roast people. It don't matter what tether I post. It don't matter what op. I could sit back, go ahead and get my drink, pop my popcorn, and y'all be roasting them. And that's what I'm saying. There's an energy about all of us that other people don't have. We are some no nonsense, zero tolerance. We like when mama, daddy told you to clean the house on Sunday and they came home and you still sleeping or you went outside to go play and the house is still dirty. We got that energy. We got some grandma said, wear my belt, go get a switch off the tree energy. This is what we bringing to the table. I don't know about nobody else. I know about us. I know we ain't playing with nobody. That's why people weasel on here to the Black Alpha Network. They weasel on back on out and they leave one way, and then they come in and say, well, let me go ahead and stop. That's the energy we got, y'all. We are changing everything. I be loving y'all. Y'all be getting it. And this is the energy that is changing things. Let me tell y'all, it's not the nice guy that's changing things, all right? It's not the good, honest, working person that's changing things. What's changing this era and why you see so many gains, so many victories that we have gotten as a lineage, it's the I don't give a damn. I'll turn this damn thing upside down energy. That's what's changing things. Let me make this clear. It's not us sitting there and replaying a documentary and saying, well, let me tell you today, this ain't the 11 o'clock news, the news anchor. He ain't changing nothing. He's cool. We make you think. We make you do. So that regulator energy is what's changing everything. And that regulator energy has got everybody afraid. Trust me. They're not afraid of the person that's going to sit there and talk to them for 22 hours and use 1,000 big words. No, they don't give a damn about that. Let me tell you what they give a damn about. They care about y'all. They know when we post that damn FBA roast and FBA get the roasting, that's what it is. So in essence, fam, our roasting skills are bringing us back the dividends. that a lot of individuals just haven't gotten. That's the difference between this generation and the last generation. And let me tell you something else is different about this generation. The fact that we've been calling our shot. Fam, did we not tell everybody that ICE out there in Washington, D.C., that a lot of that stuff is ICE going after a bunch of illegals? When they were trying to dump that on foundational Black Americans, like everything, we said, nope. We told everybody that the ICE situation going on out there, if you look in Washington, D.C., anytime them police roll up on a foundational Black American brother or sister, we checking them. Look at the difference between our videos and everybody else. So when I say we call our shot, we told everybody that ICE is out there targeting a lot of those illegals, and a lot of this stuff going on is because they're getting targeted. Look at this right here, fam. And by the way, we said it, we called it, we predicted it. 2 days later, all the facts come out that ICE is heavy in DC, and a lot of these videos are not ICE coming after and harassing Black Americans. It's really them going after illegals and using this as a means to facilitate going after Julio. Watch this. What they say all wands must go. This is what we mean. Watch this.
Functioning as a sanctuary city, y'all. Now, DC, they had this law for a long time that the police couldn't work with the federal immigration authorities, meaning like ICE. Now, these sanctuary rules was that these police couldn't share information with ICE. So before they couldn't help deportation, they could just hold people for immigration status. But now it's affected immediately. The police chief, Pamela A. Smith, yes, she letting them boys do whatever. She just passed a rule. She letting the cops do on things that they never done before. If you in DC and you get stopped by the police, they can share that information, your immigration status, with ICE. Also, they can assist the federal agency when they like doing raids or whatever. Now, they still can't arrest you, even though you would be undocumented. They can't arrest you, and they also can't hold you for ICE. See, they have a time limit, but past the time limit, if they still ain't pull up, then they gotta let you go. We all know they ain't caring about that shit. When they gonna go by that rule? If they got you, they gonna lock you up. They trying to get you out of here. Period. I don't believe that. All this was in place because Trump had called that federal little sweep. Well, this only going on for 30 days, but they already said they trying to make this permanent. Comment down below on what y'all think.
DC police have just made it easier for ICE to track undocumented immigrants in the city. The chief of police here signed an executive order on Thursday telling its officers to notify ICE and provide information on undocumented immigrants they encounter, even at traffic stops. That essentially paves the way for their arrest or even deportation. Cooperating with ICE this way means DC is not a sanctuary city. That's a place that keeps its officers from providing information about undocumented immigrants they may encounter to ICE. The city council declared DC a sanctuary city in 2020, but Mayor Bowser here has been trying to slowly unwind some of those sanctuary policies since May.
And Attorney General Pam Bondi is pushing DC even further from its sanctuary city status. On Thursday, announcing that the city would no longer be able to keep any of its sanctuary laws that keeps police officers from handing over information about the immigrants they encounter. The DC Attorney General.
Look at that, fam. Lost sanctuary status. While all this has been going on, and they've been trying to put the spotlight off onto us, you see behind the scenes, quietly, they lost sanctuary status. Guess where Donald Trump said he's going to next? Chicago. Guess where else? New York. 3 places that were sanctuary cities protected by mayors. Quietly, this is going on. Meaning, FBA, we good. Even if you do run up on FBA, you gonna have to deal with us. We can take care of ourselves. Can Juan Julio?
Has threatened a lawsuit, suing the Trump administration over its federal takeover of DC. City officials say they aren't bound by Bondi's order.
So what remains to be seen is, could this shift happen in other places?
We require other cities to roll back similar policies to avoid possible federal takeover.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen all over the country. We want to stop crime.
In this case, the change came from DC, but it came after immense pressure from the Trump administration. Mass deportations was Trump's key campaign promise, and this could be one way of boosting his deportation numbers as sanctuary cities drop more of their policies and start handing over the people they encounter to ICE.
Damn right.
Longer function as a sanctuary city.
Damn right. Yes, indeed. Fam, let's connect some dots, as we do. Let me show y'all. Okay. One of the things that ended up happening, which was crazy, right? If you remember, a few months ago, towards the beginning of the summer, Donald Trump had put out basically an edict that he felt that deportations weren't occurring fast enough. That's one of the things that was said. He said he didn't like the way deportations were coming. What I truly understand and examine and analyze and observe in this situation is that this is a situation where they're going after quote unquote crime in these places, But if you've noticed, a lot of the videos that are coming out are Black Americans, and they saying, oh, we good over here. We good. We straight. And most of the things that you see coming out are of illegals. Now, do you have race soldiers that are pulling up on Black Americans there? Yes. Tell me when the hell they didn't. But let me tell you what's new. See, let's examine it by what's new. What's the new thing you're seeing? You've always seen race soldiers pulling up on Black people in every city in America. That ain't new. But let me tell you what is new coming from DC is sanctuary cities are gone, and there's been massive ICE raids, and ICE agents are snatching people up. So if you examine this based on what's actually a change in events, the change is not Black Americans getting discriminated on. No, the change is sanctuary cities are out the door. That's where you tell the facts. That's where you see where the telltale signs are of what's really going on. This has been clearly a situation where they have pinpointed that, and they've pinpointed it to the point where a lot of them people are getting snatched up. I'm seeing a lot of deportations, but you got to remember, y'all, it's not conducive to the Democratic Party for them to highlight this. This is another situation. Remember when this happened? It turned into what? It turned into Trump goes gets Black folks. That's what it turned into, right? They didn't talk about Trump going after all the illegals. They're still not talking about it. They're not talking about this on the news, that all these illegals are being snatched up or that the sanctuary status is being removed. Tom Homan came out a few days ago and he said the same exact thing. And then voila, look, it ended up happening. This is something that they've been kind of quiet about, because God forbid that they turn this into an issue of Donald Trump actually going after illegals, because that destroys the whole narrative of Donald Trump going after Black people. You see what I'm saying? This is what they got to do. Why do you think you had a Fleeny that came out? A Fleeny was there as somebody who was a paid activist agent, so she can make this a Black issue. Her fake arrests make it a Black issue. Her fake videos make it a Black issue. The fake hashtags make it a Black issue. Because when you look at it, it's looking more like an illegal immigrant migrant issue. It's looking like ain't no more sanctuary city issue. You see what I'm saying? The Democrats tried to falsely paint this as a Black issue the same way they did with deportation, the same exact way they did with Donald Trump is going to put us all in gulags, Gestapo tactics. This is what they were trying to do. And speaking of that, fam, you know what I'm saying? This is what I mean, how they keep failing and we keep holding it down. Y'all see what I told y'all? Speaking of Fleeny, our broadcast was so on fire on Tuesday that family, she ended up having to block Black Alpha. I told you all they do was run. So are you surprised that a Jamaican Panamanian tether fled and ran, that she fled and got the hell out the way? Yeah. You know why? It's because we exposed that picture on top is the great foundational Black American Afeni Shakur. And you are a Fleeny no more. So go take that picture down and run from the truth, but the truth will walk you down. This was never about Black folks. This was about illegals. This was about no sanctuary cities. And you weren't going to put a tether in place to convince us that we needs to be afraid. Nope, it looks like they're afraid. And they're so afraid, y'all, that they're putting out things at the border. So let's travel from DC to the border. Notice that you don't hear too much about the border no more. You notice that, right? This time last year, everything was about the border. You may hear about immigration, but nobody's talking about the border. You know why? Because this has been the lowest activity at the border in over 20 years. And do y'all know they said they're going to paint the borders black so it gets hotter and people can't crawl over it? Yeah, they may not be talking about immigration. They may not be talking about ICE no more because they're too busy trying to scare us that Donald Trump's going to be the boogeyman. But behind the scenes, they're still going after all the illegals.
Nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb, almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer. and it will make it even harder for people to climb. So we are going to be painting the entire southern border wall black to make sure that we encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're
how you gonna make it black so it's hotter? Then we gonna make it black and it's gonna be tall. She said it's tall and it's gonna be hot and they won't be able to go across it. Yeah. So why everybody's been talking about Donald Trump being the boogeyman and coming after black folks and ethnic cleansing? Remember, y'all? Remember Aflini and her tether squad, her tether brigade were telling all of us that we were being ethnically cleansed in Washington, D.C.? Well, while everybody was lying about that, behind the scenes, ICE been packing people up, racking people up, and deporting them. The ICE protests that everybody was making a fuss about way back in May have been amplified. And more videos are coming out of Julio, Romero, Gonzalez, Estrada being deported, but they don't show that on the news, but we do.
So thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb. Almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer. And
I done seen it all. So let me make some predictions, family. Let me go ahead and make some predictions and connect dots simultaneously. We've been seeing them doing exactly what they've been doing. This is why a lot of people were rushing to judgment when Donald Trump got on TV and said he was going to send the National Guard to Washington, D.C. about crime. Because what ended up happening, a lot of the pundits were out there pushing the black folk crime. And if you notice, the media made this black. We, right here on the Black Alpha Network, what we were doing, we were looking behind the layers and the nuances. Remember, the devil's in the details. You got to be able to read the tea leaves, see the forest through the trees. I understood that, yes, your average everyday supremacists, they were going to be focusing on black people, black crime. This is what it's about. But I also understood that there was a bigger play here. And why everybody was running saying, Donald Trump is sending the National Guard after black people. This is a black issue. I thought to myself, where have I heard that before? Oh, I heard that every week since he's been president. Hell, I heard it before he was the president. It was always Donald Trump is going to round us up. Donald Trump is going to deport us. Donald Trump is going to send us to Alligator Alcatraz. Donald Trump was going to do all these things against black Americans that still ain't happened yet. And it's not because he don't want to. It's because he can't. That's what it is. So as I'm sitting there looking at that, the media kept trying to paint a picture of this was about black people. And when we were looking at it, we were like, whoa, look at all these people being rounded up. Y'all remember when we posted all those pictures and they all were a bunch of tethers? Remember that? And then when you look at the pictures of people being arrested, ICE was posting the same pictures. So you were seeing these websites posting pictures of this person being arrested. ICE simultaneously was posting the same picture. So I said, oh, there's a whole play going on here. And how easily do people forget? When was the last time the National Guard was sent to a city? It was sent back in May to Los Angeles against the Mexicans. Family, Donald Trump did the same exact play. The same exact play Donald Trump did way in May, sending the National Guard to LA against the illegal Mexicans. He did the same exact thing on the East Coast, sending the National Guard to Washington, D.C. against the illegals. It ain't that difficult. It ain't that hard, family. We broke that down in about 15 seconds. Could have did it in 10. Okay? Could have did it in 10. They're using this as a means to strip away the sanctuary status of Washington, D.C., which you see has happened, which, by the way, they already said they wanted to do. Now they got the means to do it. You're seeing a bunch of them getting rounded up. Look at every picture. It's an illegal. And now they're going into all these other places and all these other cities, and they're going to start rounding them up. It's all a game. It's all a game to be played, fam. He did the same exact thing that he did way back in May. Only difference is, family, he's doing it now, and he's doing it on the East Coast. Started off on the West Coast, doing it on the East Coast, and they're doing the same exact thing. Watch this right here, family. And by the way, people don't believe us. Look at the videos of black folks being harassed in Washington, D.C., and compare that to how many videos you see or pictures you see of illegals being arrested in DC. There's far more videos of illegals and migrants being arrested, detained, and deported than there are about these people harassing black people. And by the way, the harassment of black folks in Washington, D.C. has been going on for years. These illegals getting snatched up and deported has been going on for 2 weeks. So you tell me which one is the new one. Look at this right here. Donald Trump tells everybody, I'm sending in the National Guard now to Chicago, and I'm sending it to New York. 2 places that are at the top of the list of illegal immigrants. Eric Adams and Brandon Johnson.
To do, we have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing...
Stop. Wait. I hope y'all caught that. He said the people in Chicago have been screaming for us to come. The people in Chicago are not saying come to Chicago about black on black crime. The people in Chicago have been saying come here and stop this illegal alien infestation. That's what it is. He's telling you exactly what he's doing. This is the same play from LA. The National Guard is who he's using to triple reinforce what ICE wasn't doing enough. They put out the edict that they're not deporting enough people. ICE is being swamped. ICE needs more recruits, which is why ICE was trying to recruit us. ICE was making all these incentives. And now he's saying, well, here's the National Guard. It's easy to tell. And matter of fact, I'm going to let this play, and then I'm going to show you the rest.
And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one.
Wow. Let me tell you exactly who it is. Shout out to my good sister, Danny C. She was on the broadcast a few months ago, and she told me personally that they wanted them to come to Chicago. Yep. He ain't talking about come for black on black crime. He's talking about going for the illegals because people like our good sister right here been saying it, and she thanks him for it. We have connected the dots.
I want to say thank you to our president, the people's president. Like I keep saying, the real MVP, President Donald J. Trump. Thank you, President Trump, for hearing us, for listening to us. We need you here in Chicago, not just to see the National Guard. And we're asking one more thing. We need you to come in and investigate the Brandon Johnson administration, the Pritzker administration, and Tony Wrinkle and CTU. Hey, it's all hands on deck. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you. I want to say thank you.
Yeah, we run everything, family. Don't let nobody tell you that black Americans ain't running the yard. Don't let nobody tell you black Americans are not running the yard, family, because that's exactly what the hell we doing. Okay, that's exactly what we're doing. My good sister, certified salute to you. My good sister was on this broadcast just a few months ago, and she told me personally that they were saying, come on down to Chicago and not only investigate all of these illegals, investigate Brandon Johnson. And there's plenty of times where they told this to Brandon Johnson to his face. So, fam, have we connected the dots in which no one wants to talk about? All this stuff about Gestapo and they're coming after black folks, that ain't nothing more than situation number 35, okay? Let's make this crystal clear all the way so there's no confusion, all right? All this stuff about Washington, D.C., Trump going after black folks, the boogeyman, Gestapo, that's just issue number 3,000 where they're trying to make black folks scared. If you look, every week it's something different. And this was clearly a case of Trump's the boogeyman. He's going to get black folks. And me, y'all, we weren't falling for it. Hell no. A lot of black folks are, man, look what's happening in D.C. And I was sitting there saying, yeah, look what's happening. Illegals are out there getting arrested. And on the low, hush, hush, quiet. You seen while all of these people were focusing on boogeyman Trump coming after black folks, sanctuary cities, and all the illegals are getting swept up. Then Donald Trump openly comes out and says, I'm going to do the same exact thing with Chicago, Brandon Johnson, and with New York, Eric Adams. Those are the two places. Go back a year ago and think about everything we broke down because we had the best immigration coverage. 99% of the videos about illegal immigrants getting benefits and luxuries, they were coming from Chicago and they were coming from New York. And those two mayors were facilitating it. Remember, Eric Adams was the illegal alien mayor, and so was Brandon Johnson. They openly told everybody, damn black folks, I'm here for illegals. That's what they said. And our good brothers and sisters right there in Chicago, they were the ones saying, Tom Homan, come on down. Donald Trump, come on down, to the point where Tom Homan, he got on the stage and he told everybody, I'm going to Chicago because the black Americans, call this out by name, the black Americans are upset. Fast forward, Donald Trump just said the same thing. Who the hell do you think Donald Trump was just talking about? He was talking about our sister, and he was talking about everybody right there with Chicago Flip. So you see right then and there that everything is out in the open now. That's what it's always been about. Donald Trump used the National Guard so he can inflate the deportation numbers in which he openly stated were not enough. So he used them in conjunction with ICE. They did the same exact thing in LA on the West Coast that they're doing in DC. On the East Coast, they'll go to the Midwest and Chicago, implement it, and then they'll go right on up to New York. So what do I predict? I predict that in the coming days, in the coming weeks, they're going to try to make this more and more about black people. And we're going to be saying more and more about illegals getting deported, getting snatched up, getting sent home, and sanctuary statuses being evaporated. That's what's going to come. We're predicting it. And as it all unfolds, I promise you, we'll all be right here, all thousands of y'all, and we'll be sitting here roasting, and we'll be popping popcorn, and we'll be watching these people get ran up on. And speaking of people getting ran up on, you know why we know things are different? How do we know that all of that stuff is nothing but propaganda trying to put this jacket of fear on us, fam? The reason why I wasn't tripping about what's going on in DC is because every video I ever see of a race soldier running up on black Americans handle that business. So I know what our business is, and we handle ours. Every time I see one of them, they're scared, they're shook, they're screaming, they're afraid. Some Antifa folks was in Brooklyn, and they got ran out of Brooklyn by some black Americans. Yep. So as you seen a Fleeny and Conscious Fleet, and they were trying to push these radical liberal policies on us, they always send out Antifa. Remember, Antifa are the ones who showed up at the Black Lives Matter protest, caused all the harm and dismay, and blamed it on black folks. Antifa's the one who showed up out there in LA with all the Mexicans, and we're saying, black folks, come on down. Everywhere there's a protest, Antifa, liberals, show up, create chaos, and blame it on black Americans, right? They were doing this way back in the 1960s with them radicals out there in the Pacific Northwest. Man, let me tell you something. Antifa got ran off the block by some black Americans. Yes, the hell they did. So don't let these people tell you that when you see Julio getting snatched up and he's crying like a baby, that's us. Because when I see it, I see grown brothers and sisters, and they be running everybody off the block. So when they try to tell us that we got to see things from a liberal point of view, when you see a Fleeny and all the other fake agent ops, we understand one thing. All them bums, we know this, that foundational black Americans, we stand on ours. Y'all look at this video right here. Watch what happens when a foundational black American energy goes one-on-one with these lefty liberals that are always trying to get us to fight their fight. All of that Antifa chaos stuff, you better take that to Black Lives Matter, because we done shut that down.
Scram! Scram, nigga! Scram! Scram, nigga! Scram, nigga! Scram! 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 Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! See what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Fuck out of here! What are y'all on our block for, making it hot for? Yo, scram, son.
What you on our block for, making it hot for? You see what we talking about, y'all? Still out there trying to make it hot on the block. This is what we saying, fam. The days of hijacking us are over. The days of showing up and co-opting us are over. You ain't going to be out here trying to steal from foundational Black Americans and making what we do what y'all do, because every time y'all show up, things go extra bad. So they ran them completely out of bounds. You know it's bad when someone tells you to scram. Damn.
Skedaddle! Skedaddle! Me? Skedaddle. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Austin. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, sir. Always. Let's go. Let's go. Clear it out. Get in your car. Let's go. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night.
You going the wrong direction, Antifa. You going the wrong direction. Oh, you thought this was Black Lives Matter. Oh, you thought this was the loony liberals. Oh, you thought this was a Fleeny and the chumps. No. Everybody's doing what we do. What we do is the way it's supposed to be done. And it's supposed to be us doing our own thing. And no longer are people going to hijack our energy for liberal purposes, for conservative purposes, or anything in between. FBA energy will be FBA owned. That's it. And if you don't like it, you can bounce.
Good night. Good night. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
There you go. Peace out. See ya. Gone. You know. This is what I'm talking about, fam. So yeah, we gotta love it. We gotta love it right now. We gotta love the energy. You know what I'm saying? At this point, fam, it ain't even momentum. Momentum is something like you trying to get the win. Right now, we just winning. You know what I'm saying? So call it what you want. Just make sure whatever you call it is certified FBA vibrations, frequencies. You know what I'm saying? And we really controlling things and we really holding it down and we doing it in a lovely way. All right. And I want to show y'all the flip side of that. As you see it, you know, us checking them people, running them out. Let me tell you the difference. See, while we got our own thing going on, they got their own thing going on, and our own thing don't look like theirs. Okay. Let me show y'all the difference. You see what happens when foundational Black Americans is encountering a race soldier or an op. Let me show you what Julio's doing. Oh, by the way, fam, fast forward. Let me go ahead and restart this movie. This started in May, this summer, and Julio was getting snatched up just like this. Fast forward now to August, and Julio's still on the damn ground. Look like his situation ain't changed. Look like we done went up in the game.
You'll have a warrant. You'll see the hijacks.
Did you show him? You have to show him a warrant. You're the one attacking. You cannot arrest without a warrant. You have to show him a warrant.
You should really go back to school.
You're hurting him. You're breaking his rights. He's not. ¿Cómo se llama, señor? ¿Cómo se llama, señor? ¿Cuál es su nombre?
That's all y'all got? This is what y'all wanted us to get involved in, fam. Can we do a little end of summer recap? Y'all wanted us to get involved in this? This is what y'all was mad at FBA for? FBA, it's going to be bad. Trump's going to get y'all next now. You got to help us. We's going to get deported. Y'all need to fly all the way out here to LA to get involved to stop us from getting deported now. The National Guard is coming. Y'all still out there and all you got is beeping horns and you still talking about some, you're hurting him. Why is it 4-on-1? Because that's the system of supremacy, Julio. Why are you on his leg? Because that's the system of supremacy, Julio. Now, I know you've been running around here thinking you the supremacist, but you found out that you're not. So family, they was out there trying to get us involved in everything they can get us involved in. Fast forward 3 months later at the end of the summer, and Julio's still in a headlock. He still got that boot on his back. He still got them handcuffs on his wrists, and he's still going home without a taco. No, glad we didn't move.
You're hurting him. It's one guy.
Yeah, that's going to help, ICE. Yeah. Beep your horn. Beeping your horn is really going to save Julio. Yeah, good one. There you go. And that's exactly why we ain't moved for none of that. We ain't get up off our couch. We stayed right where we need be, and we did what we needed to do. See, family, we've been making a lot of very, very wise decisions, and we've been making a lot of good investments. We don't invest our time, our energy, our effort into people who are unworthy. We don't invest our time, our energy, and our effort for those who do not deserve it. It's not reciprocal. There's no reciprocities. And since there's none of those, you get none of our energy. I know you want FBA muscle because we're the foundation. We're the strongest people on the planet. But guess what? You can't have none. You can't have none. And that's a beautiful thing, fam. See, the FBA muscle still exists. It's just staying amongst FBA. You can't have none because you're not FBA. And since you're not FBA, then that means you are not like us. And none of these people are like us, and never will they ever be like us. So they just have to accept that very, very fact. And when I tell y'all that fact is going strong, remember all those people that were out there doxing those ICE agents? Y'all remember that? A lot of people were running around. They were doxing ICE agents. They were putting all types of crazy things on the internet. Well, guess what, fam? Now they're putting out all these things that saying if you run your mouth and you start putting out things against ICE agents, not only will they pull up on you, not only will they arrest you, they're also now sending people home. There was an influencer, this Tatiana lady, and she was out there thinking she was going to put out ICE's agents' phone numbers. Remember that, y'all. On one hand, they were saying Black Americans come help us. On the next hand, they was out there saying, well, we're going to get all y'all ICE information. We was like, no, we ain't going out there. Well, guess what, fam? The same way you just see Mr. Pedro on the ground, fam, they did the same exact thing to this lady. Look at this, fam. All of the tacos have came home to roost. Yes, the hell they have. And it ain't too good for none of them. Fam, it's getting real in the field. Check this out and enjoy.
So ICE snatched up that TikTok influencer, Tatiana, the influencer that kept on doxing them right up on her live stream. You see, when you F around, you find out. Now, the clout chaser, let's see how much clout she gets when she get back to her home country. I wish you all the success. I know how hard it is to build an audience. I know how hard it is. And that's why people got to chase clout, because they want to speed up the process. Now, they had them boots on your neck and you crying for help. And did your clout help you? Nope. You got a one-way ticket back to your home country.
Hey, Tatiana, bring that ass to the front. Did you really think that the authorities and the federal government was just going to allow you to spread all that negativity and try to block official work by leaking personal info? No, you should have known better. I mean, because if there's anything you should know about these agencies, is they are great at tracking people. They are great at catching troublemakers. You know, that's what you are. How does it feel now to lose your freedom of movement? Now you got a one-way ticket to a locked up life. And you can tell us all how that ride feels. And let this be a lesson to all of you who want to put officers in danger by trying to expose their private information and get them harmed. That is breaking the law. You're crossing the line. And unlike the last few years, this administration is strict on rules and order. And I'm going to put it point blank plain. We ain't having that.
Tatiana, come to the front, please. Did you really believe that you was going to expose these ICE agents, give out all their personal information, and get away with it? These are federal agents. Just as you have access to their information, they have way more access to yours. You can't come to somebody else's country and tell them how to run it. You definitely can't come to somebody else's country and encourage people to attack, stalk, and harass federal agents for trying to do their job. Your actions are the reasons why they are trying to deport these criminals. You are a criminal. Do you see how fast you got located? These agents are not playing with you. And I know you thought you was untouchable and wouldn't be found so fast. However, if it's one thing these federal agents are known for, it's definitely tracking somebody down and finding them.
Oh, so damn. Fam, not only did they snatch her up, they snatched up everybody around. Oh, no, I got to slow that one down, fam. We got to do one for old time's sake. They didn't have somebody, they didn't even have her by the leg. They had her by the jeans. You done got snatched up by the jeans. I'll be damned. Look at this, fam. They done had her in the air. They done gave her the damn suplex. Look at that. Look at that. Then he just dropped her. Bam. Terrible. Hey, it is what it is, though. It is what it is, what it is. See? You should have known better. You should have known better. See, running around here, putting all of that type of nonsense on your social media, thinking that you are going to disrespect foundational Black Americans or whoever, ICE agents or whatever, all of the above, all of that came back to get you. It came back to get you. And, you know, when it come back to get you, it's not too pleasant. And that's been the theme, though. Okay, that's been the thing. So, family, don't let nobody and all these different individuals tell you something other than that. These people got snatched up, packed up, and racked up, as they should, because these people were being very, very anti-American. Thinking that you're going to come over here, see, it's a whole complete thing, fam. Yeah, by the wig. Yeah, a tetherist. Thinking you're going to come over here and disrespect Americans in America is the last thing that you want to do. That's the last thing you want to do. And quite frankly, nobody's going for it. Everybody, to a man, to a woman, to a child, is seeing that type of behavior and that type of rhetoric, and they're calling it out. It's basically no way around it. You just got to deal with it. And they are now making statements, fam. It's not just them snatching up Tatiana. It's not just that. What they're doing now, fam, they're telling everybody, oh, we looking at social media again for the 100th time. Foundational Black American influence runs everything. You see, Tatiana got snatched up for thinking she was going to expose ICE, and she got exposed. They pushed her burrito back. And remember when you had all of those Africans that were running around here, and they were saying that they was going to dox Black Americans, and they were also saying all those anti-Black American statements, talking about black magic and all that? Okay, let me tell y'all what ended up happening. All of those Africans just 2 weeks ago, during the African boycott, that foundational Black Americans was checking them, and they thought they was going to run to the internet and they was going to snitch on us to the white man. Well, let me tell you what ended up happening. Now they done put out the statements that if you run around social media talking anti-American sentiments, you will be found, you will be charged, and you will be deported. So it went from something that we were saying to now they're doing it. So let's make this clear. You got the liberal ops, we chopped them down. The Republican ops chopped them down, and everybody in between. You got all of them folks in the National Guard going to D.C. Now they're going to Chicago. Donald Trump thanking all the folks in Chicago for making it happen. Black American. Now here's a new thing where Black American influence wins again. So basically the record is foundational Black Americans $1 billion and everybody else owe. Watch this. Soon as we told everybody that these people been on the internet, you remember that little nurse lady? And remember, brothers and sisters was calling and got her fired, and brothers and sisters were tagging the FBI and the Trump administration. We spoke, they listened, because they always listen. Fam, watch this. Now it is on paper that if you put out negative statements, you put out threats like all the Africans were doing, you will be arrested. That's FBA fingerprints.
What's happening, Trap? So I know y'all caught my post yesterday about the government denying student visas for people that's, making posts about our leaders, making posts about Black Americans, anything anti-American, and how they are revoking their student visas. But guess what? It's more than they student visas. They revoke the green cards. They're not giving citizenship, student visas, anything that has to do with actually coming over here and becoming, or just living here, or becoming a citizen here. They're gonna scour your social media 5 years back.
Damn.
To see that you say anything anti against Donald Trump, any leaders. If you say anything terrorist about Black America, anything anti-American. And I've been wondering too, I've been sitting back like, how do you folks over here saying all this shit about our damn country and our country ain't did nothing? Get what? They is. It's over with for y'all. But let me show y'all what I'm talking about.
If you're applying for a visa, a green card, even your citizenship, your social media could get you denied. On Tuesday, August 19th, the Trump administration changed the rules with immigration. Every time you go for an immigration benefit, an immigration officer must be looking at your social media. You're going to scour everything, and they're going to look to deny you for anything anti-American. What does that even mean? I'm going to surmise it could be posts criticizing the U.S. government, negative comments about U.S. leaders, or membership in groups or supporting groups that our government doesn't like. Definition's completely vague. We have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to assume that even harmless posts are going to be taken out of context and people are going to be denied for BS stuff. And this goes for everybody, people applying as students, visitors visas, people applying for green cards, even people applying for citizenship. So my advice is take down anything that could be twisted against you, because immigration is no longer just about filling out some paperwork. It's now completely about your online footprint. Follow me for the latest news on it.
What's happening, Traps? So I know y'all caught my post yesterday about
Damn. What somebody said? Them is new tether laws. Yeah, them tether laws have been enacted. And don't think for 1 second that those tether laws are not an influence or brought to you by or sponsored by foundational Black Americans. Again, we were the ones ringing the alarm about all these anti-Black American sentiments. And trust and believe, they heard foundational Black Americans calling these people out. They seen the things that they've been saying about us. Everybody's caught it. Everybody understands it. They know exactly what it is. So yeah, them tether laws are enacted. Tethers are in trouble, and you better tread very, very lightly. Okay, you on thin tether ice. All right, hey, ice. Hey, think about it. They on ice. So do you mean to tell me that tethers are on thin ice because I'm going to call ice? So now you got it all tangled and twisted. I mean, damn, you can't make this up. We out here making riddles about you, fam. FBA ain't concerned with none of these people. Foundational Black Americans, we like to wake up, be excellent, win, roast some tethers, roast some ops, laugh at them, and then go to sleep. And they'll be mad for the rest of their damn life. Good. You should be mad that your homelands ain't nothing. You should be mad that you got to come over here. And you should be mad that tethers are on thin ice because I called ice and ain't nothing nice. That's what it's all about. And they've been hearing what we've been saying. They've been watching, trust and believe everything we do. See, there's this belief that we're not being heard. And I see it absolutely different. I know for a fact, not only are we being heard, we're the loudest ones in the room because we got too much bravado not to be, fam. Our moxie is too strong. There's no way that you can step anywhere in the vicinity of foundational Black Americans and not hear us, not see us, because we stand out in the crowd. We stand out in the crowd. The same thing that got everybody watching us with our fashion, with our style, and our politics is the same exact way that's got everybody watching us. And now all of that has transmitted into results. And those results are somebody ass going home. You should have been watching what you were saying. And when I talk about watching people, fam, there's a lot of people that have been getting watched. And we've been seeing a lot of people falling down. We've been seeing a lot of people falling down to their knees. And when a lot of these people get on their knees, they be dealing with some NUTs. And when they on them NUTs, they freeze. And I'm telling you right now, it don't matter where you at, don't matter where you go, that foundational Black Americans will see an H to the Izzo. So let me let the world know that they've been running around here talking about foundational Black Americans, trying to recruit these tethers, trying to get them some lovers, but they ended up with some cucumbers. All right. Yeah. They've been wanting to know what we all about while they've been opening their mouth. But sometimes when they open up, things go in. And that's just what it is. So Shapiro's and all of the other ones and the AT&Ts, they all need to understand one damn thing, is that what's done in the dark comes to light. And what you do on your knees will be showed to the whole team. So this is what we've been doing while these people been running around here disrespecting. We've been doing the checking. This is what we've been doing while they've been running around here hating. We've been doing the regulating. This is what we've been doing while these folks been out here on a supremacy, foundational Black Americans. We all about victory, and we stacking them, and we adding them all up. And ain't nobody, no dusty, musty, and always rusty, no rusty, always dusty and musty gonna ever see foundational Black Americans by no means. No means. Ain't no supremacists, no limp D supremacists, ain't no mouth open supremacists, and ain't no chump supremacists, no trick gonna ever see us. Foundational Black Americans, we always win. We always win, fam. That's just what we do, man. That's just in us, man. It's in our DNA. Our DNA is like that. It's so powerful, so strong. This is how we get it. And it's a lovely, lovely day, and it's a lovely, lovely age. There's always positivity, okay? Somebody told me a long time ago, man, I don't know who they are, but I respect them, but I remember hearing this. Somebody told me a long time ago, they said, yo, Alpha, it's beautiful how you always center everything in foundational Black American excellence. Absolutely, fam. Why talk about the bad times when we make and we create so many good times? Why talk about all the ops when we got so many brothers and sisters, so many kings and queens, so many goddess and gods? Why talk about losing and losers when we doing so much winning, family? So we only have time to be excellent. We only have time to be fashionable, to be strong, to be our beautiful. And I like to believe we some damn good looking people. Fam, you know FBA, all of us, we some damn good looking people because you got grown ass tethers trying to look like us. Okay, you got a big grown ass man, 6'5", wanting to look like another man. You feel me? So when you want to look like somebody, when you want to act like somebody, you want to walk like, talk like somebody, then that person must be a somebody. And family, we the only people that matter. All right. So when I say that we're moving, when I say that we're strong, we're only getting stronger. When I say who give a damn about negativity because we so positive. When I say they're going to be upset because we're going to make some jokes. We're going to roast their damn hairlines. We're going to roast their babbling. We're going to roast their ranting. We're going to roast their lack of deodorant. We're going to roast their mayo empty jars and they cracked Miracle Whip. Damn right we're going to. And it ain't my fault that we funny as hell and our jokes stay with you for your whole lifetime. That's on you. That's a you problem. Let me tell you what we about. We about reparations. We about tangibles. We about benefits. We about excellence. And we doing it all, y'all. We doing it all. So that's the most beautiful thing. You know what somebody told me a long, long time ago, family? This somebody told me. They said, if you don't grind, you don't shine. And family, we shine all the damn time without even trying. That's what we do, and we connecting all the dots. And fam, when I tell you that we're moving so strong and so powerful in this generation by just putting out energy, that's what it is. You got to understand, y'all. We are a very, very exclusive lineage, okay? Because we win by being around each other, right? It's one thing, fam. We don't actually physically have to go out, write things down, say this. All FBA got to do is be in each other's presence. Once we're in each other's presence and we're next to each other, things just happen. Man, you can go get 5 foundational Black Americans. We ain't got to sit down. We ain't got to write nothing down. You just look around and things will be moving. You just get together. Let me get with 5, 6, 7 of y'all. Next thing you know, you're going to have about 30,000 in the bank. There's going to be a new car out there. Tether's going to be jumping back in the ocean, swimming home. Family, Mayo going to be all over the goddamn floor. And we ain't even did nothing. So our presence of being around each other is so powerful. That's why people be hitting me up and saying, yo, Alpha, you got to put together like an FBA cookout or something. That's a damn good idea, family. That's something I think we're definitely going to do. Because remember, y'all, they don't like 2 or 3 of us together. Because they know 2 or 3 of us together changes the world. And we're changing the world every single day in every which way. Shout out to Dr. Short, too. Dr. Short said, Black Alpha, you know what's special about you? I said, what is that, sir? He said, you from the North and the South. You from the North and the South. He said, you're a rare breed. You can connect this generation, family. He said, you can be the one that pushes this generation. Just the fact that you're a Northerner and a Southerner. And I never thought about that. And I said, damn, I appreciate it, fam. I appreciate that wholeheartedly, okay? But we represent the North and the South. We represent different styles, the East and the West. We represent everything together as one. And for all them little dusties out there trying to get us to have a gender feud and a gender battle, sorry, hate to be you. Go home to that broke little dusty termite you call a wife. But I'm going to tell you what foundational Black America is going to do. We're going to stand together with our beautiful queens and our kings, and we're going to ride together, y'all. So when there's no gender wars, there's no battles, there's no internal conflicts. It's just love. It's just peace. It's just prosperity. It's just some damn cookouts with some damn ribs, some collard greens, you know what I'm saying? We can put some goddamn burgers on the grill. I mean, damn, it just looked like our future's so bright, fam. We got to wear shades. You feel me? And that's exactly where we are. And we sit back now and we watch and enjoy the show, and we watch every single person who's ever got out of pocket and out of line with us crash out. And you watch us continue to put on a show, and you watch us just be ourselves and just live life in an exceptional fashion. That's what we do. And family, let me tell you what else we do. 36 years ago, we lost my idol, and everybody who knows me knows this. My idol, Huey P. Newton. This gentleman, man, he brought me life. he brought me life, I'm telling you. Okay, this is my idol, and everybody knows he's my favorite activist. I love them all. He's my favorite, though. You feel me? And much love and respect. Dr. Huey P. Newton. I always scream free Huey. That's kind of like that's the call. That's the motto for this Black Alpha Network. All of us, man, you know, we always put our Black is beautiful, free Huey. You know, that's our thing. And free Huey means so many things. Free Huey came about when Huey P. Newton was locked up because he took care of a race soldier. And when the situation occurred, the community rallied behind him. And brothers and sisters stood out front of that courthouse. Not no little fake, dusty, wannabe thing. This was the real thing. This is the real foundational Black American activist, intelligent, strong, a handsome, good brother. That's what it's all about. And Free Huey is unlocking that revolutionary soul within all of us. That's what it meant to me, okay? And when I found that and I grabbed that, I said, let's bring this to the world so I can use a piece of Huey P. Newton's legacy and give it to a whole new generation. So I hope that he's proud of the work that we doing, as well as all of our other foundational Black American icons and pillars. But that's what Free Huey means, y'all. So anytime we say Free Huey, it means unlock that foundational Black American excellence, that foundational Black American soul, that spirit, that camaraderie, that solidarity, that loyalty, that unity with your brother and sister next to you. And as we free Huey, we free all of that energy that takes over the whole world. And that's exactly what we've been doing since we started screaming free Huey right here on the Black Alpha Network, you guys. We've been taking over the world, and we've been doing it as a lineage, not an organization, not a group, no paperwork, just us being a wonderful, amazing, phenomenal, awesome, and fantastic foundational Black American family tree. So rest in peace to Dr. Huey P. Newton. Much love and respect, and we will continue to hold things down. And this is my idol, and it will always be. And like Tupac said, you know what I'm saying? It's time to fight back. That's what Huey said, 2 shots in the dark. Now Huey's dead. And now Huey's spirit will live forever. As a matter of fact, Huey P. Newton's last words were, you can kill my body, but my spirit will live forever. And it's right now, 2025 in August. And we in here 2000 deep. And we out here with the #1 activist Black Alpha Network and my whole certified foundational Black American family, which are you guys, which is the livest chat on the planet. Bar none, better than everybody you guys are. And we out here screaming free Huey. So it looks like Dr. Huey P. Newton is alive and well as all of us. And I love you guys with a passion. And this is our generation, and we always win. And we always win by what? By a knockout. Boom. Love y'all, man. Y'all stay good. Peace and love, peace and love. Peace and love. I will catch all you guys on the other side, man. Y'all stay great. I want y'all to have a great weekend. I want you to hold it down with the family and just continue doing everything you do, y'all. And we're going to continue to rise, and we continue to take it all over, man. So much love and respect. And I give you, from me, the biggest certified salute. Y'all stay good. One love. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.